Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this week's edition of the Pantheon Podcast, 4th of February. The show where we talk about Smite and all things related to it. This week, we've got a huge Rosterpocalypse show with a load of the Season 3 stuff as well, so you're going to want to stick in around for this one. My name is Darko3, your host of the Pantheon Podcast, and today we have AJ on production. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. As everybody out there can hear, I've got a brand new microphone and I sound absolutely glorious.
You say that.
Well, you can hear me in HD now at the very least.
You can hear AJ in HD, and he doesn't sound like Pilot AJ anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And this week as well, we also have our special guest, the newest of the EGL casters, and the person who pussied out of eating a shoe.
Hey!
We have SuperSonicBlur. How you doing, sir?
I'm not too bad. Thank you very much for having me on the show.
No worries, no worries. So, do you want to tell everyone the story of that shoe comment before we get going?
Alright, so, yeah, we'll clear that up right now. Basically, I made an offhand comment in a Discord chat when, back with SWCs, when Paradigm versus Enemy, and I honestly really wanted Paradigm. I wanted a double EU for the finals, and I was just like, if Paradigm lose to Enemy, I will eat a shoe. That was the comment, and someone said, do you want to bet on that? And I went, yes. So, that became the bet. Thank you, Paradigm. You didn't win, so I had to spend money on buying a shoe to eat. Yeah, I will point out, I said I would eat a shoe. What I ordered was a shoe. What came to me was a shoe. What I ate was a shoe.
But I do remember that I commented on you saying, it better not be one of those chocolate shoes, so you don't pussy out when you went, it won't be.
Can I just ask, somewhere along the line, it was a shoe, and then it suddenly changed to chocolate shoe.
Yeah,
when did that happen?
Yeah.
Mostly because it wasn't specified that I couldn't eat a chocolate shoe. The thing I said that I wouldn't eat is I wouldn't eat any rubber, and I wouldn't eat any metal from any shoe. And I didn't. I ate a shoe.
You ate a white chocolate shoe. You ate a white chocolate shoe.
To be fair, I'm not a biggest fan of white chocolate, and I was feeling like hell that day.
You ate one of the shoes!
Well,
I don't even have the other one anymore. I absentmindedly ate it because it was sat on my desk, so I can't even show you like a replica. It's about that big. I don't even have the box either.
Actually, I will say that is the biggest chocolate shoe I've seen in a while.
It was really nice. It was a pain trying to find it because I'm just like, edible shoe, and it's like, here's a cake topper of a shoe, and I'm just like,
Is that edible?
I didn't know if it was edible, and I wasn't gonna risk it if it wasn't.
Those cake toppers are the worst ones as well, because my friend's wedding, they had an icing TARDIS on top of their cake. So you sit there looking, that looks edible. And then you realise that the inside of it was all styrofoam.
Oh no!
So you couldn't actually eat it.
Jesus Christ!
And it turned out the paint on the icing wasn't actually edible paint either.
Well,
so that was the biggest disappointment of my life.
It was just a decorative piece.
It was a decorative piece. It looked good, but I don't think I'm glad no one ate it.
It looked edible. It wasn't edible.
It wasn't edible. If it looks edible and it is edible, then it is edible.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great.
It looked edible. I found out the wrong way it wasn't.
Yeah, I will point out as well to anyone in chat, I can't actually read anything. I am blind as all hell.
Just put your glasses on.
If I put on my glasses, it's fine. But I have to sort of look like this because if I look too far up there, then there's that horrible screen glare.
It's okay as long as you don't look down your nose. All of us are fine.
Yeah, to be fair, we can see Dark Eye's screen glare on his blue snowball.
Yeah, you can. Like,
that is very true.
Where is it? There it is. So you can see it. Yeah.
I don't know if it's actually
For
coming
the
up on
audio
stream.
listeners, though, you'll just have to imagine.
No,
I've cut it off on stream for you.
Cut off on stream. Actually, hold on, wait.
Now no one can IP hack you. No, it's still off stream.
It's still cut off. I can do it.
Alright, so in the show this week we're talking about the Season 3 patch, and of course our main topic will be that Rosterpocalypse summary coming up. Lots and lots of roster changes happening across the board.
Some of them coming out of left field as well.
Yeah, if you pick a player at random, it's more likely that they've left and joined a new team rather than stayed on their team. That's how many changes that happened.
Pretty much.
Then, of course, our regular GOT discussion. Who's it going to be this week?
This one is Nuwa.
God
New
of
War.
the heavens.
Not Old
A
War.
memorial toast to Old War as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could talk a bit about Old War.
Rip, shake and bake.
Yeah. And then we got the upcoming section, which we do have the special EGL tournament coming up soon.
Oh, we do.
Ooh, fancy things.
So, first of all, the Season 3 patch. What do you guys think of it?
I'll be honest, I've played one game.
I haven't had time to play too much. I spent more time The one time I got to play was with a bunch of people who didn't actually look over the patch notes, so they're building things, and I'm just like, right, you realize that Stunner Guard doesn't give you any magic protections. What?
Apparently,
hammer is so bad. What?
Apparently, some of the pros weren't aware that one of the new items is melee attacks.
Yeah, that's.
I saw that as well.
And I can't remember who it was at, but they're like, why doesn't this work? And it's like, because it's melee. Oh, that's why it doesn't work on a hunter. Okay.
It's one of those.
Oh, no, that was Lace on Twitter.
Was that Lace?
Lace
Oh,
on
okay. It
Twitter.
wasn't technically. Okay, he's not technically a pro. He's an EGL regular.
Wow.
He was Masters players last season and was one of the top performing players in the Combine, so you never know.
Never know.
Oh, no, there's still hope out there, especially with all the roster changes going down, which we will talk about later.
We've got a lot of free agents at the moment.
Yeah.
So.
I think my favorite thing coming out of this patch would have to be the new Joust map.
I have not had a chance to play on that yet. I really want to play on it. I may go play some Joust after this podcast.
It's quite fun. It is quite a fun environment. It's much more focused around fighting more than farming. They've just basically said, hey, you know how before you used to have a wave and then there was 6 buffs? They've taken that all down. And if you're not fighting, then you're sitting at a tower and watching them get fire giant.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I do like that. I just think I think it looks aesthetically pleasing, as well as like the gameplay is so much different. It's a lot more aggressive. I feel like there's a lot more fights because there's a lot less space now.
Interesting thought then. We've got what is it? We've got the Greek one.
Yeah.
Greek map, which is Conquest, which is also been updated.
And Clash.
Is
If you want
Greek
to,
as well.
it is Greek because
Okay.
I had the same train of thought that you're going down.
Could be Roman. You never know.
Could be.
Because it's
No,
like-
Roman's Arena.
Is Roman? Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's the
Colosseum, you're right.
Colosseum.
So then we've got the
Siege Mayan map.
Siege's Mayan. We got the Joust, which is now Chinese.
Yep.
So we technically have an Egyptian map, which never is on match
Which
of the
never
day
was
now.
a good game mode.
No, it was. It was my favourite game mode.
It was a
Domination.
great
Game mode
mode.
was horrible.
No, Domination was great. People
They
didn't
needed
know
to
how
change
play
the
it.
balancing of it.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Domination
they decided instead of taking some community feedback from that map, they'll just get rid of it.
Get rid of
because-
It was such. I loved that mode.
I
That
have a
mode. I played more games on that mode than literally any other mode. That's how much I like Domination.
I have a feeling that they might bring it back at some point.
I hope they do.
Everybody's wishing for the day that they bring back Domination.
Yeah.
I'd say in a couple of years when they, or maybe even later on this year when they bring out a new map, because they seem to be going one every other year.
Actually,
It's
as a thought, you know that new duel mode,
Yes.
duel
Yeah.
ranked. That's it's what used to be 1v1 Joust, right?
Yes.
That's 1v1 Joust. There is a
map is it
bug
on?
with that now.
That's
That
on
was
the
on the
new
Joust
map.
map as well.
Is it the new one? Okay.
It's still on the new one. Still, the old one is completely gone.
Yeah, the old
one's
one's gone now.
completely. Okay. Fair enough.
There is a bug with that at the moment right now where what's happening is if you are first ban and your first pick, your opponent will see what you have picked and they
Yeah.
can't pick it. So that's kind of a bug right now. So people are in two minds about this. Some people like the idea. Some people think that it's absolute trash and has destroyed Joust. Some people have gone, it's a bug. They'll fix it.
Yeah, like they've confirmed
Yeah.
it's a bug and they're looking at fixing it. But also right now, a couple of people are just playing through it, and there's a couple of strategies out there which have seemed to be completely uncounterable.
Pick Mercury.
No,
So we just-
the strategy is pick a hypercarry hunter like Artemis.
Yep.
And then just go Frostbound Hammer 4th item and win the game.
Okay.
yeah, I could see that working.
Yeah, that works.
I mean, Artemis is quite nice right now. If you can get her to the late stages, she can build the non-crit build and still have crit, which is
Well, that's
great.
That's just making.
It's
good
just
use of
getting
the
her
passive,
there,
isn't
though.
it? Yeah.
It's just getting her there.
I mean, the non-crit build seems to be standard on hunters these days. Because Rage took a hit, and Deathbringer took a hit as well.
Thank Ataraxia for that. I've been watching him stream for the past 3 days, and all he's done is try and refine this build. Because the one thing I've learned that Ataraxia love is a cheap, steady power curve.
Yeah.
That's what he loves.
That's what you got to focus on now with an ADC, isn't it? ADCs have taken what does he say? A huge hit in this. Do you reckon?
In-hand
say-
DPS is down, but abilities is sort of up if you build Titan's Bane. So
Ability damage and I would say damage against high health targets has gone up.
yeah.
Crit damage is definitely out.
Yeah. Because the problem with crit now is, for those who aren't aware, the reason why Rage took a nerf, it was 100 gold decrease, so it's 2600. However, it now only gives you a flat 20% crit chance. However, the stacks, they added one stack to it, so instead of going from 30 to 80, it's now 20 to 80. So your the hit per kill ratio on a target with crit is a lot higher now. As a result, people are just going, it's not worth it. Because you need to buy
the amount of gold you invest into it.
Because it's $3,000 for Malice and then 3,200 for Deathbringer. Those are the two which you're going to be looking at. So if you're going to say, I'm going to invest 6,200 gold into crit, 5th and 6th item,
I say the only reason you're going to be getting crit anymore is if you're up against a healing comp. Because then you're possibly forced to go into Wind Demon, which is a relatively cheap crit item, to be fair.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see some Mercuries pick this up. Possibly.
I mean, that's again if you're going up against a healer, but
Yeah.
healers in general took a big hit this patch, in my eyes, because, well, Weakening Curse you can get straight off the bat. The Brawler Speed Stick got a buff, and now that it procs off what's it, abilities now?
It's abilities now, yeah.
It's abilities now, and then they got
And
the
then
Wind
they've
Demon.
got Wind Demon for hands.
I've actually not looked at Wind Demon until you just mentioned that. That is a cool item. I like it.
How much does it cost? About 20,
It's
2600.
Yeah,
It is. It's not the cheapest, which is Golden Bow, but it's the same price as Rage.
It's the same price as Rage, so in a
And
battle between...
it's 10 more power as well.
Yeah.
Of
Like,
Rage.
I'd honestly get Wind Demon over Rage right now, because you're reducing your enemy hunter's healing from lifesteal as well.
By 40%.
So
That's
when
pretty good.
boxing, it's a great boxing item as well.
So you could potentially see a Wind Demon Deathbringer build.
Ooh.
Possibly, but that is rather a low crit chance though.
It's 40%. It's 40% crit chance, yeah, but at the same time, it's good against healing comps.
Yeah.
So that's not bad though. Every 5 hits, you're gonna crit them twice on average. It's not too bad.
Yeah. And if you've got anything more than a 1.5% attack speed, then you should keep Wind Demon going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No issues with that. That should be fine.
I like that.
That's an issue with that. It is a shame though. Like, I'm concerned at the moment with the new meta and how it's going. From what I've seen,
New meta is just Doom Orb and Breastplate of Valor.
Doom Orb is still too strong from what I hear.
It's
strong.
I mean, for 2,050 gold, you were getting 140 magical power at max stacks. That is broken.
And mana and every 5. Though that's not really where you're getting it, but it's there. It is there.
For 2,050 gold, that's really cheap. You get that very early on. So all the gods that had trouble clearing early, like Scylla, like let's say Nuwa had trouble clearing like for the first few levels.
Potentially, yeah.
Essentially, like
Sure,
I'm saying the low push gods. They've got buffs because of this item. Because now, once they build that item and get a few stacks online, they can clear the wave just fine.
Okay.
And they can also then just absolutely obliterate opponents.
Same
we
thing
saw
with
that.
Ao Kuang.
Yeah,
Ao
we saw that.
Kuang has
Oh
been
yeah, Ao Kuang.
huge. Ao Kuang's been huge. Apparently in ranked, people are just banning him flat out because he'll come online with Doom Orb and kill you instantly.
I saw a theory craft of this on Reddit. If you build the correct build, which is like Doom Orb, Pen Boots, and just Spear of Desolation, Rod Tahuti, and a couple of other items. Can't remember what they were.
That's scary.
I mean,
Don't do this to me.
Overall, even without Fire Giant, without Red Buff, without Power Potions, you've got 650 magical power. Like, overall with the build that he was doing.
That's gonna hurt.
And he was saying that's right, Soul Reaver and Poly were the final 2 items. So
yeah, that's definitely gonna hurt.
No, he did the theory craft of this. He crunched the numbers. With that build, you do like, what was it? I'm not too sure. It's like 2,000 damage with just Dragocall Wildstorm.
Okay.
So you one-shot squishies. But that's the thing. Soul Reaver takes off 15% of your health, and he has an execute of 30%. Yeah. So all he has to do is 55% of your health to then kill you.
And then it's a guaranteed kill.
So what he does... So he did the calculation again. Against squishies, you need to have about 3,700 health. Against tanks, you need about 3,300 health. Otherwise, you are dead to him. Just by that combo.
Okay.
Sounds fun.
Welcome to Balanced Team.
Balanced Hi-Rez, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I did see as well, I did spot as well, but yesterday that this is the EGL tournament that Geb was being prioritized a lot more than
Geb is the best support in the game.
Like, because we used to see Xingqian and Khepri prioritized over him, and now you're just seeing him picked more than anything else.
Well,
it's that CC cleanse.
Mr. CC Clan said Xingtian is not that great anymore.
He lost his
He-
root.
He lost a lot of control with
He
that
lost
root
his
being
root, didn't he?
He lost his root. He also had a 3-second cooldown increase to his 1. It's now a flat 14, I believe. So not only is it harder for him to hit 40% CDR because of all the changes to CDR, but as well he's having that 3 seconds added on. So it does hurt him. It doesn't hurt him too much in terms of in the lane, but coming in and being Jing Chen is not quite so easy now.
I think the big issue with Xingtian was always his health regen more than anything else, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's still beautiful.
I
That's still
know.
beautiful.
Like yesterday,
Genji's guard with Jing Chen and Stone of
I've
Gaia.
not used Genji's guard yet, but I think.
Genji's
scary.
guard is disgusting.
There's a brilliant video that Gamer Pompon did as Hercules. It was my first 5 minutes in season 3.
I saw that.
He went Hercules with Genji's
I saw
guard,
that,
Stone
yeah.
of Gaia, and everything. He had like 3,000 health. He went into the enemy fountain, dropped down to like 500, and came back up to about 2,500.
It was the speed he
3
regenerated as well, wasn't it? He
Like,
just
I know,
regenerated so
3
quickly.
seconds.
Thing is though, you build Genji's guard, you build Stun of Gaia, you build Gauntlet of Thebes. Doesn't matter what else you build, you're unkillable as Hercules.
Because you end up back with the old 110% mit wounds.
It's 108% now, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's 108% if we're doing it
Yeah.
correct. If you're doing the calculation correctly.
Yeah.
Is it? It's not additive then. They're not.
No.
No,
So
it's multiplicative.
Aw.
basically,
It is
it's
actually
percentage. It's percentage off the 90. So 20%
Alright,
of
then.
90
It's
gives
not.
you
It's
18.
not additive.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
But it's still
It's still
makes,
over 100%
It still
healing.
makes
yeah.
Hercules heal more damage than he took. So,
I mean, the entire reason Hercules was ridiculously strong when they nerfed Warriors and gave him a buff was because that he could heal up more damage than
Yeah.
he took.
Because it was I think it was he has 220 base heal and then 90% regen and max rank. So if you took less than 2,200 health, that 210 equated for the 10% that you were losing. So you ended up healing more.
Oh no,
than
like
you took.
I remember back when the heat mitigate wounds was that 210 base.
140?
Yeah, it was 140%.
Jesus. He's unplayable. He's just not good. He's unplayable. He needs a buff.
Yeah.
I swear people were crawling that when they first came
Oh
out.
no, when all the Warriors were OP and Hercules had that skill set, he was considered the worst warrior in the game.
Oh, Hercules, no doubt,
yeah.
was considered one of the weakest of the warriors. Odin was the top of the top tier.
Odin is beautiful. I had a friend of mine who got
my
Diamond
God.
Odin. The day
Diamond
he got
Odin!
Diamond Odin. The day he got Diamond Odin, they changed his kit.
Yeah.
He went so ape.
I was
and then
not.
He came back. He came back after watching the stream. Was like, he's all right.
I was not happy. Remember when they nerfed him into the ground and basically removed all of his passives
Yeah.
and gave him nothing of benefit?
Yeah.
I was playing him. I got him in ranked from 2 to 8 by playing him support only.
Not bad. Not bad.
Basically, as Odin, I went from, this is before they even introduced qualifiers, I went from Bronze 5 to Gold 2 playing Odin. It was
Damn,
amazing.
son.
It was so good.
Odin or bust.
Odin or bust, and then they nerfed him and I never played him. And then I eventually got him back to got him back to Diamond after they reworked him, but
Aw.
he was so... The thing was, he was so good because I played him as support and ended up with most of the kills. So...
That's
yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll share a story about Nuwa when we get to her, but
Alright.
yeah, I'll save that for then. We've still got much more things to talk about before then, I believe.
Should we talk about one more thing from season 3?
Go for it.
Go ahead.
What do I want to talk about? Oh yeah, the removal of speed buff.
What the hell was with that?
Weekend. I swear to God, Weekend's just gonna. The day he found out how, he just sat in a corner and cried.
Nah.
I think every jungler shed a tear for the removal of speed buff.
Hey, you say
Except
that.
the ones that constantly got invaded. They're like, yes, less invasion opportunity for them.
So why
Now
did
they just invade the
remove
blue
it?
buff.
Because they moved it so that the blue buff was where the speed buff used to be,
Yeah.
and
Then
they
there's giant balls where blue buff is.
didn't they also change it so that on the left side of the map, blue buff is now where purple used to be.
Oh no. So what
No.
happened was
I'm
they
confused.
moved...
I haven't.
Okay, so what happened was they moved all the buffs. They removed the buffs from the outside.
Yeah.
So they're now ball camps. What it
Okay.
was, the speed buff is no longer there. That's now a blue buff. The red buff is still where it was.
Right.
Alright, the purple buff's completely gone out of Conquest.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure if it's still on Joust. I haven't played that.
I know it's still on Arena. I know that.
Okay, so it's still on Melee, so it's still on Joust then by comparison.
It's
So
not in Joust. It's not in Joust.
No,
It's only a mana buff and then red buff.
Siege is
red
what I
buff.
meant, Siege.
Oh, Siege.
Yes.
Has anyone actually played Siege since this?
No, no one's ever played Siege. It's just this one guy in queue forever.
I'm sitting there going, where the hell is everyone, man?
It will pop
That's
eventually.
the OCE servers for you.
Maybe we should go in a Siege game after this and see if we can find a team.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I have a fourth person.
So what was I gonna say? So yeah, the speed buff was then on the fire elementals around the fire. There was 3 of them.
It was 7%, wasn't it? They used to get for each one.
In the patch notes, they said it was 7% movement speed and attack speed per thing, which you picked up, and it would change color depending on how many you picked up. Then when I got into the PTS, apparently they nerfed it down to 5% because the speed buff itself was too strong. Like that
21% movement speed
On Mercury.
on Mercury, on Kali, on a Wheelish with Suku. You literally just went. Poof, you were over the other side of the map in seconds.
Actually,
You were
can
there
you imagine
faster than Yanis could ult over.
Can you imagine Jungle Loki?
Oh God, no! Please don't bring Loki into this again.
So yeah,
He's been playing ranked because of the whole Masters and Silvers being playing together now.
I hate Loki.
So people are just going around one-shotting Silver players as Loki.
That's another reason to not play ranked at the moment because
play
everyone's boned.
Yeah.
I'm waiting a month before I go on a ranked.
Yeah, I want to
Let
play.
all the Masters get back to Masters.
Yeah.
Then we play.
Well, no, they're
going to
be in Diamond now.
I want to play with the
true.
Glue Eaters. Let me play with the Glue Eaters because I can carry 2 of those. And if I'm playing against 5 of them, I can win. It's that simple. But don't make me play with people like Half Devil who will tank my elo because they'll lose all the time. And you know.
Okay, so Darkeye's firing shots at everyone today.
Down straight.
Oh, sorry. Can you remove your mask, King Toad? Can you remove it, please?
I'm trying to remember how to do a northern.
Not northern
accent.
enough.
Oh, they barred me!
Too north.
Too north. Yeah, I went kind of Scottish, didn't I?
Up north.
You got
to north.
top north.
To north.
Yeah, up north. You got to drop out them bowls. That's all you got to do. Drop them out.
Oh my god.
Welcome to the Pantheon Podcast. We've turned racist.
Anyway, carry on, AJ.
Alright, so speed buff after the 5% nerf, then went on to live. They said they were going to remove it. And increase the experience that you got from experience of gold that you got from the fire elementals. Because on PTS,
49.
you got 15 gold.
What?
Wait, what?
You got 15 gold per of them.
So 45 gold total.
45 gold total.
It's 49
What's
gold
the
now.
point? Why?
It's 49 gold now.
Like it is literally the worst minion in the game to get.
Why would you bother?
It's there only to pick up if there's nothing else on the map and you can't gank someone.
What?
Even then, you're better off trying to go for a gank.
Even then, you're better off farming a wave.
Yeah. Exactly.
What's the point?
There is no point.
There.
Okay.
I mean, I've got a feeling that will get removed at some point in the game because it's just not worth it.
They've got to get removed. The timings on them is really weird to try and find them as well.
What,
the
minute,
only
10
time I've ever seen...
seconds?
Yeah. I mean, the only time I've found to be effective idea for getting them is if you have really good push in mid, you get right side mid camps, you then go straight to the fire giant and back to the wave, splitting the first XP cap.
And then you leave them forever.
Yeah, and then that's it. You pick them up once, you get a small XP lead, and then you just go. Because you should get back in time to farm the next wave through, and you've just split mid furies. That's all you've done.
To be fair, that could get you to level 5. That could get you to level 5,
Possibly.
whilst the last time you would be stuck on level 4 by 1 creep.
Maybe.
So there could be a potential use
You
for
have
them
2
there.
seconds. You have a 2-second window to do something when you have an ult and they don't.
Yeah, go for it.
Humbats, we need you.
Humbats Poseidon, go.
Oh
What can
god.
you do?
Yeah, you just get a high push mid plus Humbats and then win.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Alright, so that's pretty much our thoughts on Season 3, I would imagine.
I
Speed
mean-
buff needs to come back in some form, but those things need to go away.
I need to play a bit more of. I need to play.
Yeah.
I need to play some Smite. Actually, think about it. I've not played next to anything. I haven't had a chance.
I haven't had a chance.
No.
I have the whole of tomorrow off,
Hmm.
so I'm doing Smite videos and recording some stuff. That's it.
If you
That's
want a
all I'm
partner for tomorrow night and Saturday, let me know.
Wow,
I need to learn the meta. I need to learn the new meta
Yeah.
and the rotations and timings
Well,
and stuff.
well,
and new
Well, that's
map.
the thing we haven't talked about. We haven't talked about the map itself.
Mm.
Oh
I mean,
yeah, it's
Isn't it?
nice now.
It's now a rotational symmetry, isn't it? Kind of.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's still the little thing with mid lane
yeah.
on the order side,
I
but
noticed
it's
that,
less.
yeah.
It's much less.
It
It's
is
much less, yeah.
but it's still there.
It's still there.
Like, I thought that this entire map change was
supposed to fix that.
And it's not fixed. Well,
No.
it's fixed it to an extent, but it's still that issue. Like, Order still gets there slightly later. It's not.
And
it's
there's
fair.
also a thing right now with the starts. What most teams are trying to do is they're trying to do the back RPs as well as the red buff at the same time.
They're really close by, so it's not as if you're having to.
But here is the thing. Here's a very, very interesting thing. On the Chaos side, the back uppies and red buff are closer together than on the Order side.
What? Oh, come on!
So you know what you can do? On the Chaos side, you can use gods like Poseidon. You can use gods with AoEs like that to clear both of them together, whilst on the Order side, you cannot.
That's the sort of thing you do in Arena where you pull the two camps together and use AoE like that.
Exactly.
Actually, something I did notice when I was doing practice mode yesterday. That's how
Really?
little
Practice?
that's how I wanted to get a feel for the map. I did not expect the Gold Furies actually won casting EGL yesterday as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watching you guys cast EGL.
It's a lot smaller.
It's
a lot
so small.
I mean, there's a reason for it.
Well, yeah, but it's well within auto range of like
Everyone.
Everyone. You stand on the edge and you step 1 foot back, and boom, you can hit it.
I mean, there's
But
a
you can't
reason.
hurt it.
There's a reason for it. It's because the vision range of sentry wards have gone down.
It's gone down, yeah.
Gone down to regular
The one thing I do want is same thing in the new Joust map. It is very difficult to tell where the dividers are for the Tower of Phoenix. It's a crack on the floor. There's nothing to show whether or not you would be inside or outside of it unless you're looking at the ground. And if you're looking at the ground, you're doing something wrong.
That was what was getting me with that Gold Fury, because what they've
There's
got
there's nothing there.
There is kind of something there if you look carefully, but like we've played on Season 2's map for so long.
It's
so
a nice
long.
pebble path.
Well, if you look carefully at the map, like anyone who's played this can't argue against this, but from what I've seen, you've got a little pebbly thing, which is very difficult to see, which is obviously where the Gold Fury is aggro. If you look, they've basically still got the original.
Oh no! Please just tell me they just went.
No, they've still got where the Gold Fury's range used to be is still paved. You can still see it.
You can still see it, and then you can also see the new range.
Yeah, so you go there and you go, oh, I must be able to take the Gold Fury. Why is it not aggro? Oh, I have to stand in this second circle.
It's so small right now, so there's also no opportunity to just juke around and constantly do it. Because I remember seeing a weekend video of that. Where somebody took the Gold Fury once and it just started running around the pit, and they didn't get hit by it once, so you could just train it constantly.
Yeah, that was a thing you used to do in the bigger pit. It was fun to do, but it kind of lost. You kind of did that if you were being a bit cheeky trying to take the Gold Fury, so you wouldn't take too much damage. You did lose a little bit of DPS in trying to do that because you got someone running around.
You mean the pillar strat?
Oh god, darn.
that got removed.
I remember.
I'm so glad that got removed.
Yeah,
the one thing I hate though, the one thing I hated though was if you were Odin and you're like, it's fine, I can stop them getting in. I'm gonna and then it walks through and just breaks it, and you're like, oh, that's great. Same thing with Titan. Titan does that as well.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to save you, Titan. I'm trying to save you.
Yeah.
Stop breaking the thing that's keeping you alive.
That surprised me with the Gold Fury when I was playing as Odin a while back. I put my ult down, going, I'm going to open the baby cage. These guys aren't getting... Oh, okay, that's that
Oh, dear. He just destroyed it.
Yeah. And I had a thing a while back as well of Guan, where I forgot that if you press 4, his ultimate automatically goes. You know when you press... You know when you're ready trying to aim stuff, and you press a button, and then you right-click, and then you press a button, and then you right-click?
So that you can... Yes.
I
don't like using instant cast or quick cast.
I kept having the issue on Guan. For one whole game, I used my ult 5 times, and I didn't get to use it once because I pressed 4, right click. Oh, and then I did it again like 2 minutes later and completely forgot that. That's the issue. I am not a clever man. Okay, I'm an entertainer.
I cast with this degenerate.
You cast with this guy.
I'm an entertainer, man. I'm not intelligent. I
can't
just
do that properly.
Shut up.
I mean, he's also got he's got a Pantheon Podcast logo on his shirt.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Oh god, you do have the Pantheon Podcast shirt.
I have the one of a kind Pantheon Podcast logo T-shirt.
Yeah, it is a one of a kind. Unless you go ahead and make your own.
Well, please don't. Plus, you have to get a hold of the vector image of our logo, which good luck getting that. AJ, don't you dare give it to them, you bitch.
No. Someone else has products of their own, one of a kind.
Oh,
Mine-
okay. Do
mine
you want me to
alone.
go get my YouTube T-shirts as well?
Oh God, no.
Oh, we're bringing. No, actually, no.
that's-
We need 3 people here.
Okay, let's move on to the Rosterpocalypse.
Yes.
So,
All right, so
everyone and
I
everything.
spent a lot of time at work today where I should have been working, collating a list of the NA and EU changes.
And
Right.
then
Needless to
someone
say,
already did a picture of it. Someone's already
It's
done a
not
picture.
been updated quite. It's not quite collated
No.
all together. So
quite.
I've managed to do it. So here first, for the first time in 2016 in February, we have the up-to-date Rosterpocalypse list of everyone who's moved and everyone who's a free agent.
Dated as of the 4th of February at 7 p.m. exactly.
Are
Damn
you gonna
straight.
put- are you gonna
Before
post it in the
we
chat,
end this
Dark Eye?
podcast, before we end this podcast, we see an updated one and everything's different.
Which one do you
Yeah.
want me to post in the chat?
Both of them. Why not?
Okay, hold on.
All right, so as most of you do know, the end of season 2 full split, a lot of teams said they were gonna have some roster changes and disband, and that seems to have gone through all the way over to the World Championships, with teams that competed there having roster changes as well, including second place Enemy Esports.
Yeah.
The only team right now which has not seen any roster changes at all are the winners Epsilon, and also
No, they have seen a change.
Have they?
They have. Young
Well.
Bay is no longer the coach.
oh yeah, like main 5-man roster.
No,
So
that's the worst part for me though. Young
Yeah.
Bay, he's the Bay. Why would you get rid of him?
And
man?
there's also another team which haven't changed, and that's also going to be Paradigm. They haven't changed yet either.
No, but
Paradigm.
Paradigm are generally pretty close knit when you compare them to the other teams,
Yeah.
aren't they? So
I mean, like I've met Dazer, I've met Zalia. They're nice guys.
they're all pretty fun.
Nice,
We met
nice.
Fumbler at the Xbox
Oh, yeah, we did,
one,
yeah.
didn't we?
Just name dropping out there. I met
Yeah.
all these people.
Well,
met
we-
all these
we-
people.
I mean, he goes to my seat because the same university as me. It's nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
We
yeah.
chilled, we didn't we chill a bit.
chat.
We chilled a bit of Daza and Chixie, didn't we?
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I mean, I have them on friends list. I regularly moderate their stream. Anyway,
Yeah.
Nice.
so let's move on to the Rosterpocalypse. We'll start off with NA.
Yep.
And we're going to go with everyone's favourites, Cloud9. Unfortunately, they have received roster changes, and they're one of the more
video
recent
was so
ones.
hard- that video was so hard to watch.
It was.
It
I
was.
felt really bad for MLC especially.
I mean, if you're a fan of MLC Stealth or Jeff Inler, those videos that they posted were hard to watch.
These
Especially when Stealth starts talking about his friendship with Barracuda.
And then almost starts crying. At
I
I
feel
couldn't.
I feel
couldn't.
sorry for both Jeff and MLC, but also Bauer, because Bauer
yeah,
had,
he had to make
choose.
that choice.
And he had to choose: do I go with Jeff and MLC, or do I stick with the others? And like, I can't imagine having to choose that.
No.
So, but to let everyone know, Jeff Hindler and MLC Stealth have both been replaced in the C9 roster.
Because that was Andenster wanted. He wanted to play with Snoopy and was it the
Boosh.
best or the Boosh? That was the one's Boosh.
Boosh, wasn't
So
it?
yeah, so now it's Boosh.
So instead of him going and making a team with them, he looked to try and say to Jeff and MLC. Well, he didn't actually say anything to MLC. He got a text.
MLC didn't know until
Mm.
the day it happened, I think, if I remember.
Yeah.
So, but
I mean-
like MLC and Jeff are both genuinely nice guys. So I
know.
hope.
I wish
something
them
comes
really
about,
well in this.
I wish them
because
really well.
I know they're both trying to get a team. And
Yeah.
I think Jeff and MLC are going to be in a team together at some point. You can see it coming.
I
Yeah.
mean,
But
Okay.
I'd love to see what they do in the future because they're both genuinely nice people and really good players.
right now I can see them making a team with the next person on our list, Incon.
He's already on a team now.
Yeah, he's on. A
Oh
team.
yeah, he's already on a team.
He's on
Team
a team.
Flex.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
I forgot about that completely.
Yeah,
so yeah,
So Envy have they voted to get rid of Incon, didn't they? It wasn't a leaving. It was a we want to replace you. So Incon
Because
was
that was.
he was moved to sub,
yeah.
and then we don't know the ins and outs of this, but he
No.
released a video discussing it, and then he was no longer on Envy. So
Yeah.
questions are being asked there, but
And then he ended up with a 800. It was what 800 and something sub train on the stream that followed it.
Yeah. So, but again,
And the
Incon
donation
is
war. the
so the
hundreds.
3 people we've mentioned so far are 3 of the most well-known and liked members of this Smite community. And if you ever want to, if you've not watched any of their streams, go watch them. They're all genuinely
They're
nice people.
really nice guys.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
And well, also doing the thing was Korea. He was their sub at the time. He's also a free agent now.
Hmm
Korea was
And
such a good player.
instead now Omega is on Envy. Envy have decided that the Xbox team which won Worlds, they want to give that a shot over on PC because they like the changes. Everyone's
the new
happier
rules,
with their,
yeah.
they're happier with where they are in the positions. Cyclone likes ADC. Allied has always liked mid, so they're just going to go with it. Kiki, they already had that swap when Incon was still there. He was their mid for a little bit of time. So they were already starting to change things up. And they're just... I can understand where they're coming from. They're just coming around and saying, look, we're happier this way. They're not doing it as in Incon was the sole reason we were unhappy. They were doing it from, we feel we have a better chance. We're happier. We're more interested in trying to do well. We've had a taste of winning something. Let's win something that's actually worth something this time. Put effort in for it.
Let's just stop there. Let's go back to that remark. Is Xbox not worth it to you?
Oh, did you watch the finals?
I will be honest.
I mean, we went to the ESL LAN. Yeah.
You mean we went to one round of the ESL LAN?
Yes.
Oh my god, that was filled with so many problems, which we discussed on a previous stream, and we're bringing up again.
That day.
I've heard things about what happened there.
That first day.
I tell you the one thing. I don't know whether you knew this. There was a couple people. I think it was Game Rebel who was there. He was going. He was there with. Yeah, he was with Paradigm. He had the Paradigm T-shirt. I swear I heard. I don't know if it was with him, but someone went up and said, "You're with Paradigm. What do you want to go for this round? Do you want to go first or second pick?" They just went up to Game Rebel because he had a Paradigm T-shirt on.
Oh my god.
I'm not even joking.
Lydia,
I know
Lydia flipped her shit at that.
Oh no, you want to know something even worse? Apparently, this was news from I think about a month ago.
Yeah.
Teams still didn't get paid from the LAN.
Really?
What?
Wow, that's
ridiculous.
That was on Lydia's Twitter.
There was a lot. There was teams having their phones on. There were teams who could apparently hear the cast going on.
They could. We couldn't.
We couldn't.
They were the only ones.
No, we got to the point where we were actually like, but the ESL LAN had basically all of EGL there, bar Sushi. All of the EGL casters were there essentially. We got
you
to
may
the
as well
point
just casted it.
we were casting to ourselves the game because we couldn't hear shit. It was amazing.
That would have been brilliant. Why did nobody record this?
That was so good. Well, AJ was Skyping Sushi.
I Skyped Sushi on the second day for 5 minutes because, didn't feel right without her.
She wanted to be there.
Aww.
Yeah.
Aww.
But now we're going to have it with you instead.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Anyway, back on track. Roster
back
changes.
on track. Yeah,
Alright, so the final most well-known and beloved team, in fact, the biggest team out there, I think, filled with the most well-known spy personalities.
Names, didn't it? Yeah.
Eager. They completely disbanded. Zapman was the only person left on the team.
Zapman left Eager, but then Zapman also rejoined Eager.
Dude, there's a reason that Zapman was at Worlds and Zapman wasn't at Worlds.
I mean, he had a long time trying to find a new team. He's managed to find a team now, hasn't he? Managed to find the people.
He's got the team he wants.
He's got the people.
He's got the team. He's got the team that he wants, and that's DJ Pernicus, the best, and Aurora from Cognitive, as well as the solo lane of Divios, the return of Baby Rage.
Baby Rage.
And on that note, Cog have disbanded.
Yeah, Cog have this.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a nice
Cog
segue.
ain't here. Nice segue. I like that.
Yeah, Cog have disbanded, and this is the really messed up part. All right, so in terms of the rules, you have to have 3 players from the original roster to be able to keep your spot. So 3 out of 6. So Zapman's new Eager team, they don't go under the Eager spot. They go into the Cognitive spot, but they are still called Eager.
Wait, what?
All right, then.
So, due to some confusing mumbo-jumbo, they're still Eager. They still got the team name, but they're in what was formerly Cog's spot.
Oh, so I'm guessing what they do is they say that Eager disbands, Cog has now taken on Zapman
and they've renamed to
Divios,
Eager.
But they've renamed to Eager and now made Zapman team captain again. Okay. Oh, God. That is I don't know.
I understand the rules. It's kind of a fudge of them.
Yeah.
But these kind of things.
It was completely legit.
Oh yeah, I think that if you do it in the right way, it's legitimate. Yeah. But it's still it seems weird that Eager have Cog spot. So
I think that's the same for Team Flex, which is the new Incon team. I mean, they are potentially playing in the SPL under the Eager spot, but with a different name as well.
All right then.
So again, they have to do the 3 out of 6 rule. They have last season they've got Matty Pocket. Sorry, Deathcare.
How does that work? Because you need to have 3 members.
Yeah. So
They
right now
don't.
they're trying to ask Polar Bear Mike because he was to play in for 1 week.
And he's a free agent at the moment, isn't he?
He's a free agent right now. So that was the rumor. They're trying to get Polar Bear Mike in for 1 week and then have him on as a sub for the rest of the time.
Clever. Okay.
And if they could do that, then they're in the SPL. If not, then they're gonna have to go through the open bracket tournament, which is going to be held on the 13th and 14th. It's the 14th for NA, so it's the 13th for EU.
That's this month.
This month. So it's the 13th for EU, 14th for NA, and also the next week as well. So that's the 20th and the 21st.
Damn those of us who have a love life.
Damn those of us who have work. Life.
Damn those of us who are going to watch Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, that's gonna don't make me choose.
Oh, I want to watch that. Damn it! I need to. Go...
No, if I want to make you very jealous, I want to say that I've got a ticket right here, which we're showing on stream, that gives me a midnight premiere of Deadpool on Wednesday.
So AJ's no longer on the Pantheon Podcast, guys.
He's on the Pantheon Podcast.
So now that Sushi's actually gone, it's now me getting fired constantly.
We'll get one of the other EGL applicants. Get one of them in here.
Damn it.
Yeah.
We can't get rid of you for EGL. We need you for production.
No, we can't. No, I can do production. No, but we can't do that on this one because that means if AJ goes, then I'm the next person to go, which means that the only people left on the show are the people who apply to the EGL casters.
We said it was a roster apocalypse. We weren't talking about Smite.
It's the podcast apocalypse now. Man, what the hell?
I mean, you can even say the cast apocalypse happened as well because
very true.
Because Bart left.
Yeah, Rip Bart.
They're still looking for a person to replace him, but
you can't replace Bart.
I don't know why they're looking. They've got all of us casters in EGL. We'll do
That's very true.
I mean, every single one of their casters from EU, every single one of their there's Hindu Man, there's the person who was on. Oh, I can't remember. It was Zayden.
Zayden, but he was an A. He's an American though.
He's an American, but he was part of the.
He was
EGL.
part of EGL for a bit, yeah.
So yeah, there's a couple of people from Hi-Rez now who've come from EGL who look mighty suspicious of another one did, I think.
It's just where the talent is.
Yeah, it's where the talent goes.
We're more talented for ESL. We've proven it.
Brilliant.
I mean, we can at least organise a better fucking tournament than them.
Oh, there's no denying that. What the hell? And we'd use Xbox Ones.
Yeah.
Speaking of Xbox One.
Yeah, segue.
I was looking for it.
I am so glad we brought this guy on.
The segues are unparalleled.
Although, that's a warning, you're still off EGL for taking my pun spot.
Right.
Anyway, carry on.
So Xbox news. Well, there's one bit of Xbox news for NA.
Yeah.
It's good enough. Use it.
Okay, it's good enough. Okay, it's unrelinquished my theory. Formula of Elevate moved to the Xbox.
That's
so I think the Elevate roster is disbanded completely
I
as
think
well.
so, yeah.
So so I'm not too sure what happens now because the open bracket format, the relegation format was going to be 2 winners from the open bracket take on the 2 people who qualified from the full split of Challenger Cup. And what was also going to happen was the winners of the Challenger Cup choose who they wanted to face from the open bracket, and then the second place got the loser. And then whatever was the winners of those matches go on to face the relegations from the SPL. Again, 7th place in the SPL, i.e. the top seed from the relegations, choose who they want to face out of the teams that come out from the battle there. And then the same thing happens. The second place gets the remaining candidate. And then whoever wins those goes to the SPL.
Okay.
So I'm not too sure what's going to happen now, given that Elevate are disbanded, or...
They weren't able to elevate their gameplay to continue.
Get out.
We can hang on.
I was waiting on that for so long.
Because I was doing a lengthy, in-depth, and
detailed discussion.
Thorough description of what goes on.
This is why AJ's the coach.
He's the coach. He's the host.
I'm the coach of
the host
caster.
of EGL this time.
Coach caster and what apparently now I'm full on time production.
Yeah. No, I'll be doing production. Not next week. That's the point.
Oh, good. Like the 5th week in a row, it's me.
Touch wood, not me.
3rd week in a row. 3rd week.
3rd week.
3rd week. Next week will be your 3rd week because fortnight ago I did the production.
3rd
and the week before
you could say that you're just team solo for production right now. I'm trying to get a segue in.
It's the wrong
Okay,
segue.
so okay, this is your segue. You take it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, TSM, they are no more. They have disbanded. They were looking rather shaky at Super Regionals, and as a result, they've sort of just...
I'm going to go on a
split.
limb here and say they were the worst team at Super Regionals
I will agree with that.
I'll
by a
agree.
country
They
mile.
did, like, that was the big thing, that was one of the big things that happened, is everyone was like TSM versus Enemy get trashed, they might pull a game or so. TSM didn't seem to even look like they put up a fight,
No.
honestly. Which was sad.
Yeah.
They looked a shell of their
Although,
former selves.
On that note, Enemy were destroying.
They were destroying.
Like,
Nobody
I-
took them seriously. I don't like Payne at all, but I have to give him credit. He pulled the team together. They all worked really, really well together, and you can see that in their team fights. They may not be
even-
the best elsewhere, but team fights, they know what they're doing.
Even at Worlds, they were still labelled as the underdog when they destroyed at Super Regionals, and people
They
were
did.
still people
They
still
did have
going,
the easier bracket, though. They
They
did have the
did.
easier bracket. Like, they had what?
I'm
They
sorry, are
had
you calling
Brazil-
Paradigm easy?
No, I'm not calling Paradigm were the harder part of that.
They had a hard
China. They
bracket.
had China. They had
Fnatic.
Brazil in that bracket.
No,
There was-
they went head to face China, they won that, and then they went to face against Fnatic, and they won that handsomely.
Very true.
So they didn't have an easy bracket. No, sorry, they did not have an easy bracket like you were saying.
I'm not getting involved in this shit.
Problem solved.
Like none of the brackets to the final were easy.
Actually, on that note for Worlds, right? I don't know if anyone else asked this question, but what the hell was with all the hate?
I don't know.
There was so much BM.
We will destroy you.
It's for easy mode, easy
Easy
game,
mode,
easy
we will
life.
destroy you.
You're there like, why are you guys BMing China and Brazil? Like, have some sportsmanship, guys. Have at least
The worst
a little
one
bit.
the worst one that I have, the only one which I thought couldn't be taken off as banter was after the guy from Brazil, whose name I don't remember, which I probably should.
Knight.
No, was it? No, that's
No, Knight's China.
Nice China. He's that one Anubis player. The one.
Oh yeah.
The one in
So we're
Anubis
talking about the Brazil one. Okay. I thought we
one
were
in
talking about the one where it was Knight was going, "We will destroy you for China," and then
For China!
China number one.
So many people
Yes, that was
locked
brilliant.
that-
It
locked
was
onto that.
it was the Pain versus Enemy game
oh, I saw that. Yeah.
where it was just Brazil said something in a speech. It was in another foreign language and things, and Pain's response to it was, "What the hell was that? Go Enemy." It's just I'm just a bit.
Yeah.
Just maybe pull it back a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a smidge. Just a smidge. Either way.
With that, the way you spoke to it sounded like you were freestyling.
Yeah. Just a little bit of a smidge. Turn it back now. Drop the bass.
Drop the bass.
Oh, shit, I left my fish somewhere.
That's drop the bass.
Close enough. Oh dear.
Close enough.
Speaking of bass and them being ripped, that's not a great. That's not a great segue.
No, that is the
That's
worst
the
segue.
segue.
That is
of
not
all
a segue.
time.
That's not
That's
screw
fine.
it's a segue. Okay, take it. Team Flex has been formed from. Actually, these guys are possibly the most ripped. Ah, I could have made an Oceans reference.
You could have done the motions in the oceans.
Well, you know, as you're
Drop the bass back in the oceans.
Swim in the oceans. And speaking of oceans, we have Team Flex's new roster, which is Lasses, Incon, Dare to Care, Matty Pocket, and Oceans. So
Now, the only person there which no one recognized at all, unless you are a high-ranking NA player, was Oceans. He is a high-ranking NEC, which a few people actually thought was Barracuda Smurf, which is a testament to how good
wow,
he is.
is he that good that people thought he was
No.
Bauer?
That's
Apparent-
pretty good.
Wow.
People thought he was Barra for a while when he went into a game against Barra.
It's like when you
after
go
one.
into a ranked
I
mode
feel
and
like-
you sit
oh,
there
wait a
and
minute.
you see Half Devil and you think he's King Toad Smurf.
You just hear subtly off in the distance when you die, "Get shit on!" It's like, where the fuck did that come from?
You just hear it. But yeah, that's for the new roster.
Yeah, Team Flex.
Team Flex.
If they do get Polar Bear Icon to that team, just as the sub, and they use it for the first week, then they're in SPL, which would
Yeah,
be
That's
good for
pretty
them.
good.
that's a good team though. Like, my question is Incon going to be supporting that? Because let's be honest, support is a stronger role than mid.
Yeah, it's gonna be the support there.
Last mana, he'll play it anywhere.
Last
is gonna go mid. Dedicare is gonna go into the jungle. Matty Pocket solo and Ocean's ADC.
Because Lasses used to be a beast in jungle.
Used to be. Then he went to mid lane, and then everyone was like, "Yeah, this is where he belongs."
Yeah,
Alright, let's put you mid lane instead.
Yeah.
And let's just have you rotate over at any time like a jungler would.
So because of his experience in the jungle, he knows rotation patterns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been the occasions where he's done those blind Ra snipes, and he's just like, well, I know they're going to be looking for this, so if I aim here, I'm probably going to hit them. And he's done it. He's pulled off the blind Ra snipes, no wards, no previous pings. It's just, where are they going to be?
Here.
There. Oh, yes, they were.
This is where I would be, so I'm a snipe there.
Yep. Boom. Kill. Oh, okay.
Look, people are being what I do.
People are being predictable.
I guess you could say it's a bit of a problem, though, if you're a jungler.
Yeah.
Very true.
And speaking of problems, the problem has been solved. Segue.
There we go.
Segue.
Man.
Problem solved has been formed as well. From Meerkat, who was formerly of COG, Homie Efe, who was Denial, Hoeywind from C9, and Jigs from TSM, and Met Yankee from Elevate. That is a cluster of different teams there all merged into one.
Yeah, so they're definitely going to go through the open bracket. They could be one of the top open bracket teams in NA. And I would say they would give the teams who won the Challenger Cup last year a run for their money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all going to be to how well these guys play together. It's very easy to say, I'll just pull this person from here, this person to here, and then sort of smush them together and you've got yourself a team. But there is a lot evolved. Like, you look at Titan were always known for being this four-man, just tight-knit group that it didn't matter whether or not the odds were stacked against them. They had the communication and the team and the trust that just sort of powered them through it.
Titan were known as the late-game team because their teamwork and communication was unparalleled. They may not have been the best mechanically in the early game, which is why they fell behind constantly, but they just made up for it in spades late game.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Also, one last thing that we forgot to say, this is the one enemy change that did happen. He was removed from the team, and then he was picked up by Denial.
We don't have anything on who enemy have picked up in their place.
Everybody is saying it. It was basically confirmed on Twitter with a twit longer. That was a coded message, by the way. So
really?
It was a coded message. Like, each character was put into a 3-digit number, and it just went through lots of mumbo jumbo, and then it just went back, and somebody decoded it, and apparently it's Mask. It's coming back on.
Okay.
He was the player that was banned for a long time for many accounts reports, and as well as a couple of other things. But apparently, due to good behavior, his account is banned from competitive play, has been lifted, and is instantly going back into the fray.
Fair enough.
So,
okay, so look out for that. You never know.
Look out for that. It's still not been full-on confirmed, apart from that coded message and everybody saying that he is. So,
actually, AJ, can I just mention something
off
topic? Remember that Sun not appearing in this show thing I gave you a while back?
Yeah.
Why are all of them different sizes?
Because why not?
Okay.
So I'm hosting this damn thing. I'll stream it. My stream. I'll do it my way.
Because I want to embolden the fact that
they're not
King Toad. We're like, yeah, he's not going to appear.
He's not going to show up.
Oz is busy doing his own thing now.
Then Sushi.
Yeah.
They were just like, we're disappointed in Sushi. That's why it's bold. That's why it's big.
That's why it's bigger. Well, apparently, to clarify what's going on with Sushi at the moment, apparently she is feeling bad because she's just had surgery, so she's not appearing this week.
So that's,
I'd say valid reason.
Valid reason.
Valid reason.
Of course, we wish her the best in the speedy recovery.
Yes. There you go. So
all right,
we're not all dicks. We're nice. We can be nice.
I mean, she's fired, obviously.
She's fired, but we can be nice.
She's fired, but she'll get back on the.
She may not even be on the show this week, but we fired her anyway. So
give it the tradition. Now we're going closer to home for us. We're going over to EU for their Rosterpocalypse.
Yep.
Right, you boys.
EU.
We start off with the tier maestro himself, Snakeskin. He's now over on Xbox, so you can look out for him over there.
Yep.
There's a lot of people who were apparently going over to Xbox as well.
They're giving it a try mostly, I think, because they can look and say, hey, I've got the previous experience from everything I've done with PC. Let's look and use that. You can look at Envy as their example. They went and won Worlds. They picked up Xbox in it was a couple months, I think. And they just steamrolled through because they had that previous experience and the game knowledge from PC. So pros going over to Xbox, I kind of expect that.
I think with the way this is... Sorry, Adrian, carry on.
Okay, so there's also a couple other people from the Challenger Cup who are going to go over as well. One of which being Get Fisher, and I can't remember the other person who was going to go over as well.
I do remember seeing some other people on Twitter mentioning
It was the former jungler for Dolce Vita who were the Angry Pikachus. If you can remember.
Wasn't the Pikachu the one who was the jungle in that team?
Was it the Pikachu?
I think it was the Pikachu.
Yeah, I think he was planning on going over to Xbox as well.
If he's moved over to Xbox, they need to name their clan the Boxed Pikachu now. Just because he's not there.
So what I will say, we're gonna go over for Xbox, but then they said, well, we're gonna see if we can make it in this split on PC first, because they want to give it one last try. Because obviously they enjoy PC, they think it's more competitive, they like the better prize money. So obviously they're gonna try it here before they make the confirmed full-on switch over to Xbox. Because they're making a new thing now where if you're playing on Xbox for a team in the SPL, you cannot go over to PC and vice versa.
That's what they needed to do this year, wasn't it? Or last year, this
year.
So
if you play in the SPL on one platform, you can't go over to the other.
And that's why that Xbox is now a move to Xbox is seen as a major thing, because if you get in there, you're stuck there. You are not getting switched over to
for the season.
Either or. Yeah,
it's for the season. So
I like the way they've done that. I prefer that to what it was last time. The big issue I'm thinking at the moment is the whole like Envy roster, who won the Xbox SPL, and now they're coming back to PC. So what's going on with that? Like, are they defending their title? Or...
No, they can't do anymore. So
no.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they're SPL right now. So yeah, they can't defend their title.
So that was the main worry, wasn't it, among the Xbox community?
What's going to happen now though is I can see this happening. Teams that win the Xbox SPL as heavily as Envy did,
they're going to look to try and moving over to PC.
Yeah, they might look over to PC, but again, it all depends on if they feel more comfortable with the controller or not.
Well, you can still play with the controller.
You can still play with the controller on PC, but that puts you at a disadvantage.
Yeah,
big.
It does, huge disadvantage. But given time, like the main reason the PC teams were a fair amount better than the Xbox teams was because they've been playing Smite for that much longer. So I'd like
and also as well, they get the patches out months earlier.
Yeah. So what? I'm curious to see what's going to happen with the Xbox teams this year. I mean, what is it? There's rumors that PS4 versions in the works as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go over to PS4.
Oh yeah, I'm switching to PS4 immediately because I need.
All you need is one of these boys, Steam controller. That's all you'll ever need.
I mean, me and Darko are forming the best PS4 team.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be just us. We're gonna two-man everything.
You're forming the only PS4 team.
Hey, no one can beat us in SPL.
I mean, it could be that PS4 is gonna be for Paladins instead.
Maybe. I'd like that.
Actually,
Paladins
that would work really well. Yeah, the controls. I reckon those controls would work perfectly on a PS4 controller.
On a side note, Paladins, completely different game.
I haven't played it for a while.
I haven't played it. It's a completely different game. Patch CB13 or whatever it's called now. Totally different game.
The chicken patch.
Pretty much, it's the chicken patch. It's the patch where I went in and went, I don't know what this game is anymore. It's also the patch where I opened 200 chests and still haven't got all the goddamn cards.
Oh no,
it's driving my
I am
OCD crazy.
I am pissed. I had every
so did
single card.
I had everything. And they took it all away.
Didn't they say they weren't resetting?
They said they might not reset. But what they did is they took away all your cards and gave you the equivalent in chests.
Yeah.
Which which I spent probably a little bit too much more money than I wanted to try and get all the cards. I am 2 cards off. 2.
I didn't spend any money on the game whatsoever, so
I did because I have OCD.
Scrounged for actually. I scrounged a while back to get a key. Remember when it first went into closed beta? I scrounged so hard to get a key, and I got one eventually. I had an email 2 days ago saying, "Hey, you've been selected for the Paladins beta. Here are 2 keys." I'm like, "What the fuck am I going to do with those?" I give them away.
Give away on your stream, maybe you get some viewers.
Podcast giveaway.
Slap giveaway in the title, you instantly get 20 more viewers.
Yeah, get us to 100 followers, guys, and we'll do a Paladins key giveaway. That's 38 more followers on Twitter. Go for it.
Pantheon Podcast has more followers than me and you.
Pantheon Podcast has 62 followers.
Oh no, just you.
Oh my god,
you have more followers.
I have a lot more followers. I've got 523.
Oh yeah, so you've got more followers than me. I've got 137.
Yeah.
Are we now doing basically a penis measuring contest by how many people we have following us on Twitter?
Well, I win.
Pretty much, and it seems I hail from the Asian regions.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. If we had Sushi here, Sushi would screw us all over.
Yes, well,
But
Sushi's a grill, so that's why she wins.
she's a grill on the internet, so it's easier for her to get big.
I have 225 followers. Suck it, AJ.
Yeah. AJ is so bad. Anyway.
All AJ does is retweet us.
Anyway, speaking of being bad, LC have replaced...
Oh.
I feel bad about that. They're not bad players. I'm going
to
clarify this now. These players are not bad. I just saw a chance to go for this. Please don't kill me. Especially you, Cheerio. I love you.
I mean, it's obviously you don't at this point.
I chose such a bad way of segueing into this. London Conspiracy have switched out Cheerio, so Cheerio is no longer on LC, and they have replaced him with Repicus, who was formerly of Titan.
Can I take it back now? I think that was the worst segue ever, because it actually might end up getting you killed.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Repicus is a phenomenal player. It's just unfortunate that the Titan team disbanded.
Well, that was more a case of they kind of... No, they disbanded. They sort of felt that they were going their separate ways. Captain Coach made note of that, especially. He was saying that you could really see, you could hear in their comms everything that they were just starting to fracture. And over the whole course of the Super Regionals, they just sort of went... We gave it a good run. Let's go before we end up just in a horrible, toxic situation.
Before we end up killing each other.
Which I'm happy with. And then the whole of Titan had to leave because money issues are a thing.
The Titan organization itself has gone completely.
It's gone, isn't it? Yeah. Did Titan used to be Cog Red?
There used to be Cog Aquila.
Oh yeah, Cog Red as well, wasn't it? Cog Aquila, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and
so then they got what Cloud9 was.
Yep, they got rebranded to Titan, didn't they?
They were Cog Aquila when they qualified from the EU region, also going into the Season 1 Smite World Championships, and then somewhere in between them qualifying and the Smite World Championships, they got taken up by Titan.
Okay.
So it looked set that there was going to be 3 COG teams and one Fnatic.
Yeah.
Which at the time I think were under a different name, weren't they?
I think so. I can't remember what though.
I can't remember what the name was either.
No.
I actually can't remember. We've had so many changes, especially we saw Dig switch from NA to EU. TSM went from EU to NA, as did Cloud9.
Yeah.
That's really confusing.
So weird. It's so weird.
We're trying to remember changes from over a year ago.
Yeah, they're quite old though. But it's like, it confused me when I went away from Smite for a bit and came back and went C9 at NA. What? When did this happen? What the hell was this? But yeah, actually, going back to the Titan stuff though, and going back to Cap Coach, he's no longer the coach for Avant-Garde, is he?
No, he's left.
He's a free agent now, isn't he?
He's said he's found himself as a coach again. He wants to try and make it again in like NA and EU.
Okay.
Nice. Well, maybe there may be a team for him to look at who definitely are hungry to prove more of what they're worth.
Okay, fine. You're allowed to do segues.
Yeah.
Mine are bad. Yours are pretty good.
Yes, hungry for more have been formed. It's Captain Twig, Variety, Ataraxia, Pretty Prime. They're all looking for a team. I love the twit post that Ataraxia put out for this. And the best thing that happened is the first sort of practice that they all did together, Captain Twig picked Humbats. It was brilliant because Captain Twig is looking to prove that he can play more than just Humbats. First pick Humbats.
Okay.
Can I just say we've got 4 names down here for a 5-man team.
Yeah, but isn't a 5th player yet? They don't have a 5th.
So if you feel like you can, well, Variety's solo lane, Captain Twig is jungle, Pretty Prime mid. So if you feel like you can support.
It's support, because I know they've been playing a lot with Zindan. They have been playing a lot with Zindan.
Oh yeah, Zindan was the 5th player, that was it.
That's it, yeah. There we go.
So Zindan is the support.
Yeah, there are some... Oh, okay.
Unless Pretty Prime has moved to support and...
No, he's still playing mid. He's
playing
you mid, but he's playing mid.
I think so. I played against Variety on the PTS, and I killed him twice before he did anything.
Wow. But then he is the unstoppable train in the solo lane.
I think so. He did play Xingtian with...
Oh, no.
What did he play with? He played it with Vamp Shroud rather than Mark of the Vanguard.
That's what you did there wrong.
And then I played Hebo, so...
So yeah, you murdered him quite badly.
And on that note, Murder is joining Torpedo. I was
Yep.
looking for a chance to
Yes.
make a murder
So,
comment as well.
For those of you who don't know who Murder is or Torpedo are, we will explain it now. Murder, formerly of Titan, former name Kanye Life.
Mm-hmm.
There you
do you
go.
have do you have any idea that it may be linked to the whole Kanye situation that happened? The old
think
finger in the
Maybe.
maybe.
You need to explain that for people who aren't aware, because I do not have it. I do not give any shits about Kanye West.
There was a lot of things on Twitter. I caught a brief thing, something about a rumor that he likes a finger in the bumhole. I don't know too much. I'm just going on the
That's the
things
point.
that
This
get
is
retweeted at
this
me.
is a Smite. This is a Smite podcast. We do not question what you like to do sexually. It's your call.
It's
Alright,
not-
so
it's fine.
that's who Murder is. That was his name before he changed it to Kanye Life, and then he changed it back. And Torpedo, Challenger Cup full split second place team, losing out to Angry Pikachu's, aka Dolce Vita, aka whoever they're going to be being as now, considering they've disbanded. That's just Darcy looking for a team right now to form around. So Torpedo, they are the former Night's Watch squad, minus Wolf of Elo Street, and it's now Murder, obviously. So that's going to be the murderous lane of Murder and Moex. So not even your tier 2 is safe 2 minutes in.
Moex is... You don't see as much of Moex as you used to. Moex used to be a beast as ADC.
Yeah, so they dropped down to the Challenger Cup. That's why you don't really see that much of it. But they're coming back, and I feel like they're going to qualify.
Oh yeah, like Moex is arguably Moex is one of the best ADCs I've ever seen. So
Yes,
You
so
can see them really digging into the season 3 here to try and
No,
get
we haven't explained who Torpedo are, so we can't segue yet.
no segues.
No segues.
It's Moex is in ADC. There's Carino, who is their mid laner, very mechanically gifted player, one of the best ISIS players right now in EU in my eyes. In jungle, they've got Ninja Bobat.
Ninja Bobat.
Yep, he's still
These
kicking, he's still playing.
These are all names you don't hear very often anymore. And if you...
It's the old names. It's the old names you sort of reminisce with the
Yeah.
old sepia tone.
Speaking of old names that you don't hear very often, it's got to be the biggest and one of the best names known out there, Game Hunter.
Yes.
Wait, Game Hunter? God Hunter?
Game Hunter, the solo
God
laner
Hunter.
for Torpedo.
God Hunter, man.
When he came back when they got into the SPL, everyone was flipping their shit, and he was the only person on that team who performed well in their first game.
Oh yeah.
Hey, someone's got to perform well.
There's always
There's
expectations for Game Hunter though, because wasn't he the one to get the pentakill at...
He was the first person to get a
Yeah.
pentakill in any sort of
Competitive game.
I remember DM Brandon lost his shit.
It was
on the
Vamana.
cast
It was
with that.
Vamana being old Vamana, which was just I go into my ultimate and nobody does anything
I
to
go
me.
into my ultimate, I use Fatalis and Sprint, and
Yep.
screw you guys.
Yeah.
Yep,
Oh,
pretty
that
much.
was pretty much
I
all
press
that
4, and I left click.
Press 4, left click, build rage, executioner, frostbound hammer.
And
Nobody gets away.
Fatalis. Go for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go nuts.
It was all fun. He still remains the only person to get a pentakill at a world championship.
Ataraxia stole pretty primes.
I know, that's so
Ataraxia
bad.
is so
That's
pretty
so
primes.
close.
Literally,
Healer.
they just gave it up. He was just there. Brom's there, just like, all right, take me. Nope. Ataraxia just bink, one basic attack.
So you could have argued that he was trying to give it to him, helping get it quicker. But
Yeah.
he got it accidentally. Maybe.
Maybe.
So bad.
Maybe.
Very well be.
So mean. That's gotta be. Let's get sit there going, I'm about to get a quadrikill.
See.
Oh, that's good, I suppose. Scott Gandhi in that aftermatch thing. Oh, that was brilliant.
all the pitchforks were out and people were digging his grave.
Do you know? Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
There we go.
I like it.
All right, we did it.
There we go. We did it.
I dig
We
it.
did
I dig it, AJ. I dig it.
No.
Right, enough. We're on the next. No segues on segues.
You can't segue the segue. That's segueception.
Yeah, you can.
Not
You
allowed.
can section.
So, Frezzy has left. Dig it at us.
You stick. Is he Frezzy or Frezu now?
I'm not too sure what he is.
He keeps changing the last 2 letters of his name.
Yeah.
Stop changing the last 2 letters of your name.
So we all know him as Frez. Let's call him Frez.
Frez. Yeah.
Well, there's another person who we all know by a shortened name, and that is a Bay,
Yeah, man.
Young Bay.
Yeah, he's.
I love the note you've got here. Young Bay leaves Epsilon.
Unhappy face.
Happy
No,
face.
but the reason for that is I made the notes this week.
Yes, you
And
did.
I have to, every week, I have to say this, Young Bay, please come on the show. I love you, man. You're bae.
We will do
You're
it.
my best player. You're my best person in the SPL. I will follow any team you join, man. That's much I love.
All
him.
right. Let's turn it down a
I
little
love
bit.
the guy. He's so
Okay,
good.
look, Dark Eye, put your boner away for now. Come on, just
What?
put it down.
This sort of thing, you know.
God.
You know the GIF.
Yes, I
There
know
you
the
go.
GIF. I know the
I
GIF.
mean, that
You
can
do
never
that-
apply to you.
Oh,
Oh.
getting personal here.
Oh,
there's
dear.
the shot.
Oh.
So Young Bay does leave Epsilon.
Mhm.
So they no
Sad
longer want to
times
coach.
by all.
That's
That's their only roster change right now
Yeah.
from Epsilon. So their main 5-man playing roster is still together, and they could potentially do the back-to-back.
He's been left over from the last.
Damn it, you
World
made it before me, you
Championships.
bitch. That's so close. So yes, on that note, Team Leftovers has been formed from the leftovers of the other teams.
Huzzah!
Badger from Fnatic, Cheerio from London Conspiracy, Fails from Myrmidons, and Arkil and Nika, who I don't actually have down as what their teams were.
Because they
They're new, aren't
didn't
they?
have known teams before. Like, everybody has a team. Like, I'm currently in Evo Clan. Sure, you guys are on different teams as well. But
I?
like, they're not.
I'm in a clan. That's
I'm
it.
in a clan.
We're awful.
We're called Moist Towerlets.
Okay,
Oh
so
really? You're part
you're
of
in
that
that
clan?
clan.
I hate you. Get out of my
What's
life.
wrong with Moist Towerlets?
Get out of my life.
I joined
wants
because
to be in that
I
clan.
wanted to play people.
so yeah, they were. So yeah, they were playing in the combine, and they obviously placed high enough to
They
be.
did well.
They did very well. I mean, I know Arkyle. He's a fantastic ADC, and it's a great pickup. Nika, I haven't played that much against
Nika's
Nika,
a name.
so
We know the name. I know the name Nika.
I know the
Can't
name.
where it's from.
And, like, as an EU player in ranked, I know the name, and I know that there's a reputation with Nika for being a good player. So that's
You always
great.
hear people talk about him. So
Well, that's what you need. You need that reputation, and then just.
So
Come on,
I'm excited. I'm excited to see how Badger and Arkyle play together. I mean, Arkyle is a aggressive player, like very aggressive.
I'm just happy that Fails is on another team.
Yeah,
he was really. He was probably my.
He was
My
the best player
he
on
was the
Myrmidons.
best player of Myrmidons. No,
Alright, well,
doubt.
I wasn't gonna say it, but we were all thinking it.
No, we
So, may as well say it.
openly discussed it when he's on the
Yeah.
show as well. That he was by far the best player on Myrmidons.
Because
No doubt.
I've seen some of the stuff he's done. I've seen him play combo solo. God, that was scary times to watch him play combo solo. But he's really works well with the team. When he picks up and he gets himself going, he will just keep going. I think, judging by what he's been playing a lot of, I think he's going. Is he going jungle or
No,
is he going?
he's a jungler.
He's definitely
He's
jungle,
jungle.
So yeah, it's Nika solo, Fails in the jungle, Cheerio mid, Arkyle and Badger for the dual lane ADC support.
Yeah.
The interesting thing to see about this team is how well Cheerio adapts to the mid lane role.
Yeah,
Because he was swapping a lot between jungle and support on London Conspiracy as well as previous
Wasn't
teams.
Cheerio originally a mid though?
It was originally like way back, but that was like metas upon metas ago.
That's a while back.
will he pull a Lassus here? That is the question.
Yeah. I mean, there's always a potential that he could,
Mm.
but there's also the potential that people will see this as the weak spot and the place to target for this team.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling Cheerio will pull through and do phenomenal stuff in mid.
Yep.
I mean, I also trust my man Fails.
Mm-hmm.
Fails is a good player.
Fails
so-
never fails.
Fails is a good player. He's also, I'd still say he's one of the best guests you've had on the show as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Great
Very
to talk to.
talkative.
Great to talk to.
Yeah, I mean, he's
I'll-
constantly in EGL chat as well.
Yeah,
Mm.
he chills. But he's nice to talk to in general. I mean, we have to get him back on the show at some point.
Yeah, I kind of have to.
Bring him back.
Yeah,
So-
I'm still here, by the way.
Hey,
mean-
hey, you're not
Yeah,
the worst
yeah,
guest
you-
we've had.
The Rosterpocalypse applies to podcast 2. Get out.
Yeah, but don't worry, you're not. But like, if you weren't a good conversationalist, we wouldn't have had you as an EGL caster for a start. So
Yeah,
having
thank
you
God.
on the show as well is actually pretty good because you're pretty
Great.
easy to talk to. So
That's
So
good.
shall
I
we
make
move on to our-
segues. I make segues.
you
Shall we move on
you
to our
make
God
the
discussion
win-wins.
then?
Yep.
Yes.
So during the about 30 seconds before we came
Yeah.
live, we realised this was empty, and I was like, "Yo, Blur,
Pick a god,
pick a god." You went, Noir.
Noir.
So,
It was-
Noir is who we're
I
talking
scrolled.
about.
I scrolled down the list and I just saw Noir and I thought, I know Noir. I could talk about Noir. I
we
miss
go.
Old War.
Wait, you're a caster and you only know Nuwa from that list. What's this? Freya?
Freya.
Freya.
Janos.
I hear that Freya is good.
Yeah, but Freya's not an ADC. I don't know why people keep playing her there. She's a mage. She goes in mid.
I'll be
Why are
honest,
people
I was
putting her in
amazed
jungle?
that when Zeus got reworked, he wasn't played as ADC more often.
Yeah, same.
The big change, the problem with that was the fact that Asia's shield is a pain because it blocks your auto attacks. So as a result, you can hide behind the shield. You just hide out of the range of the shield. They can't do anything to you. You create a safe spot for your opponent so you can't box as well.
There you go.
Just a problem.
Right, so shall we quickly walk through the abilities of Noir, her passive, and everything?
Yeah.
AJ?
This is your spot, AJ.
Okay, so I don't have the ability names up.
Okay, you're much better at describing it than I am.
I will.
Alright, so if you give me the ability names, I'll describe what they are.
Right. Well, first off, it's a passive called Strength of Wood.
Yeah, Strength of Wood. The ability...
I knew you were gonna...
No, you never talk about her passive. You never talk about her passive, and then you hear Strength of Wood, and you immediately make the joke. Sorry.
I'm not going to make the joke. I'm just going to skip right over that one. So Strength of Wood. After 5 basic attacks, her next one will root for 1.5 seconds. Remember, that's 5 successful basic attacks, and the next one irrespective.
And there's a very nice ding sound, and also as well something that I don't see a lot of people doing. On her character model, she has 5 floating gems. If you look at it and you see that one of them has a slight shine to it, you will notice that that means she has her passive up. There is also the ding sound, but you can hold on to that for as long as you like.
Yeah, you can hold on to the passive for as long as you like. And interesting tidbit, the one that always lights up will be green.
Yes, it's always green, and the annoying thing about that is that one does not damage towers. It doesn't damage the tower, which is really annoying.
Right, so her first ability, I know this one off by heart, is Mysterious Fog.
Mysterious.
And what that one will do, will put a cloud fog in front of her, and it will move forward, and any allies in there will be invisible. It will do quite a bit of damage as well.
It does do a fair amount of damage.
It's also a tick as well. It's got a initial damage, and then it ticks up as well.
Yeah.
And inside of it, she has increased movement speed by 10%.
Yep.
And her allies and herself are stealthed.
Yep.
It's a fun one.
So the damage for that is actually between 50 and 150 plus 50% magical power. And the ticks are between 10 and 50 with 10% of your magical power.
I always like this ability as I need a way to do a little bit more damage. Just instantly drop it on someone. Because you root someone, you drop that on them. You're going to do a little bit more damage to them. Maybe get a couple ticks in as well.
No, what you do is you root them, and then you clay soldier explode them. They're stunned, and then you...
Then you do it. Yeah, either way. The best one I have is I have footage of a Loki running through it on no health, and he just died behind me in the fog. It was brilliant. I was like, damn, I lost the kid. Oh, he's dead. He's behind me. He walked in the fog.
All right. So next ability are the clay soldiers. Some of the clay soldier, it will charge at the nearest enemy, including minions.
No, it won't.
No, it won't. It'll just walk and attack the tower.
Yep. It doesn't do anything.
Like it will charge within a certain range.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. And when it charges at an enemy god, it will lower their protections.
Beautiful.
It's really disgusting. As you rank it up, you get access to more minions in the tune of 1 minion at rank 1, 2 minions at rank 2, 3, 4, and then finally 3 minions at rank 5. And I know that at rank 5, if all 3 minions charge at the enemy god, they will lose 75 protections.
Yes, it is between 5 to 25 protection reduction, only magical protection reduction for 2 seconds. And the damage per hit is actually quite good. Duration is 10 seconds. They make for good. It's they're her peel. Noir has one of the best peels for a mage in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no better peel than body blocking.
Yeah.
Not only that as well, but if she really feels like it, she'll just blow them up and deal 10,000 damage to you with her third ability.
Yep.
Which is Shining Metal. She throws a piece of metal in a straight line, doing damage to anybody in front of it. It does not stop at the first one hit. It does a lovely sound as well. And any clay soldiers in front of the Shining Metal will explode in an AoE, dealing damage and stunning.
One thing to note as well is if you have multiple minions that explode, the stun does not stack. It is a flat stun of 1 second to 1.5 as you rank it up. But this is where all of Noir's burst potential comes in, especially if your minions have charged through to you. 75 protections, especially in this new meta, it's going to be interesting to see how much this really pulls through, but pulling off simplified cards...
I remember when she was re-released, and this came up. The
Shining Metal.
The Shining Metal clay soldier explosion killed everyone.
It did everything. I had a Thor at full health who was like, oh, I'm going to gank you because you're so low. I dropped my minions. They just hit her once. I threw my Shining Metal, and he just destroyed. He was like 80% health. And because if you don't build protections against Noir, her clay soldiers will basically give you true damage.
Yeah.
Which is scary.
Will give you true damage against pretty much anybody but the support. and maybe a warrior solo if they built correctly.
Maybe. But the ultimate, I like the ultimate.
I like the ultimate fire
It does
shards.
nothing. It does
Easiest
nothing.
ability in the game to hit.
Fire
just a very
shards,
dodge.
yeah. She goes CC immunity and goes up into the air, revealing all enemy gods on the map, even if they are stealthed.
Really
What will then
nice
happen?
ability.
What will
It
then
also
happen?
as well, I just want to point out, also as well, it will reveal enemy gods if Darkest of Night is used, which is kind of nice. I like
Yeah.
that.
It will then fire shards will rain down from the sky, dealing damage to everybody. This cannot be avoided.
Yeah,
Unless you
dealing
Aegis.
damage.
Unless
Dealing
you can
damage.
Aegis. You can Aegis.
You can Aegis it.
You can Aegis or
use-
do Chunga, Moonlit Waltz, or
or
Ravana
Raven's
kick.
backflip, yeah. Backflip
Or
kick.
Ninja if he uses his sash at the right
No.
time. Isn't it? No, it does go on.
No, leap. It will still catch leaps.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
You
There
can,
are-
you can dodge stuns with that.
Yeah, you
But-
can dodge stuns. You can dodge Spirits of the Nine Winds with that.
That's beautiful to do. But
'Cause
yeah,
it-
this
'cause that's
ability does no damage. No damage.
Yeah,
It does no damage for the first
unless
5
that's
levels.
fucking late game. If you get to late game, then it does.
Yeah, well,
stuff.
400. It's 400 to everyone, and then 30% of magic power.
is why
Most of
late
the
game.
time, most of the time you're using this is. I wonder what everyone is. Could we maybe look for gold? Yeah, let's. Here's
Say
some
that-
vision. Here's where everyone is on the map right
Say
now.
30% of your magical power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
30%.
at
God,
this
cool.
stage in the builds, you probably get around 700 magical power in your
Mhm.
full build. So do 30% of that. That's
Is 200. You're
210.
doing about 610 damage
Mm.
to everyone.
Yeah.
It's why a lot of the time you'll see, even though solo laners may have their slap fights all the time, you'll eventually see Noir just suddenly chunk up through the rankings in terms of damage. That's just because she's used her ultimate.
Yeah.
yeah, and 600 to damage to the enemy ADC. That's
Yeah.
a third of their health.
That does hurt. That really
Then
does hurt.
You've got it combined with Soul Reaver as well, haven't you? So the
Yeah, so-
highest,
the problem-
highest health
yeah.
enemy takes a huge chunk of damage as well.
I remember
Which
when
is
people.
nice.
I remember when people were going, "Oh, we're gonna build Chip of Isolation on a Noir. It's so good. It will slow everyone." Yeah, but you still have
Great,
to wait
for
for the
2
cooldown of
seconds.
ultimate.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was that, and as well is there was that shining moment that people thought Traveler's Shoes procs off when you hit someone with an ability. Fire shots, it's everyone. I can get like what was it, 150 gold?
150 gold.
150
every,
gold
every minute, every 2 minutes.
So-
That
I think
was
so-
so
Yeah.
beautiful, and
At
then,
the very
then
be-
it was gone.
At the very beginning, it did work, and they just said, "Right, that's broken. We're removing
It's
it."
broken. We'll get rid of it. I was upset, but that was brilliant. That was the best.
Oh no, I
It's
saw
also the best to use in Assault. If for some reason, if you're ever playing Assault and you get Noir, buy your Chronos Pendant, buy all your stuff, leave the base, give it about 5 seconds, ult, you'll see what everyone's got, and it should be up by the next time
Ah.
team wants to fight.
Something
It
I
also,
never
makes
understood
you,
is
it also makes you top player damage for about
Yeah.
3 minutes.
I don't understand with the Noir, people who get Noir and Assault though, you basically, the match has literally just started, they've pressed 4.
Don't ult.
You're
Do not
like,
ult.
why?
Because the problem
Why?
is as well.
You've got no damage, and they're going
And
to
you-
heal it up by the time you get there. Congratulations, you just
And
wasted
also
mana.
as well, even if you land back on that original plinth, that does
You
not
have
count as
left.
a fountain.
Yeah.
That does not count as a fountain. You cannot buy items. So you've
Look,
literally just gone out of the base
here's-
and not bought items.
Here's one for the old books with Noir. Do you guys remember Nor, the mid laner for what was then Team Dignitas, now Team Eager?
Oh, that's ages. Oh wait, GNAW.
Yeah, GN.
Oh, I remember Nor.
AW,
Yeah,
Nor.
yeah.
He was like the only person playing Noir with Girdle.
Oh, I played
Oh,
Noir with Girdle.
Girdle
I played
War.
Noir with Girdle.
Yeah.
I have video proof of me doing this.
Yeah.
All right, so you and Nor were the only two people playing
Hey,
Noir
I
with
used to
Girdle.
play
I,
Noir
I, no,
with
I
Girdle.
used to play Girdle of support because I was a good team player who spent
with a
the
power,
first
man.
7 who spent the first 7 masteries of Old War playing her as a support. I
Actually,
kid you
in,
not.
in, your, in defense, Old War was a
Old
great
War was
support.
She
Yeah.
could play every role.
Mind you,
Every
she could do
role.
it. She could destroy towers really quickly because all of her abilities did extra damage to
To
freaking
the tower.
towers.
That was brilliant. I love doing that. And the best part is you stun Phoenixes with that old 3.
Yeah, she was Soul before Soul was a thing.
She was better Soul. She was better Chronos.
Yeah, wasn't there a
And no
bug
one
as
played
well
her.
where
I
her
loved her.
there was
She was
so,
the first.
there was a bug with her old fire where it was doing more damage to the tower than it was supposed to be doing. They fixed that fairly quickly, and
Yeah.
then they also had the shake and bake combo with Fenrir. If you saw a Noir and a Fenrir, you were
You
buying
just-
beads.
Yeah, you had to.
You had to, because otherwise, the first time I saw it, it was hilarious. I was the victim. But you just, you just see a Fenrir comes in, you're like, what are you going to do? You got no
Oh.
support to kill me, and then you see the new ult go down, and just him shake. And you're like, oh, I am dead.
Yeah, and then you look at Y and you find that you took like 2,500 damage from old.
Yeah.
I miss the old Noir because of that.
Why don't we talk a bit about old Noir then?
Old Noir.
Yeah, let's talk about abilities.
Old Noir used to have the fog, where her abilities essentially stayed pretty similar to what they are now. Her fog used to go around her, but it moved a bit slower than her. So
you always used to end up being on sort of the edge of it every time.
But the thing was, you could generally tell where the Noir is. Whereas now, if you fire the fog, you can either go in and then slide your way out, and people will follow the fog still.
That's fun. That's always fun. Throwing it into you throw the new fog into the jungle. You watch them follow it, and then you just slip away back up the tower. Yeah.
And then you had the clay minions. Didn't you used to have 5 minions?
You used to get 5. You used to get one per
level. Yeah.
It was brilliant. They used to just sit there. You basically had a free creep wave.
Yeah,
you couldn't explode them though.
You couldn't explode them, and they didn't do any charging or anything. But they were so good. Her in solo lane, no one could really beat her because she could just take the tower.
Yeah, it was that, and as well, her passive used to be that if you activate her abilities, you got a secondary effect. So activating her 1 granted her the movement speed. Her 2, I think, was like always active. It just gave her like additional protections, which was great.
No, you still had to.
You had to activate it, wasn't it?
She had five gems.
Yeah.
For all four of them activated as you were casting spells.
Yeah. And the 5th one was always active, which was the fifth one was always active, which was 10 HP 5.
Yes.
Sweet.
And then what would happen is if you activated all of your abilities to get all your gems online. She would turn into a snake form for 10 seconds.
So yeah,
it reset
the duration of your gem. So all the gems would be on duration for 10 seconds, which gave you enough time to cast all of your spells and then go into the snake form.
Which was brilliant. Her
and
3
got bonus
I
damage.
like the way her 3.
So yeah, her old fire shards would
it was
holy fire.
It was holy fire. So it would be essentially. So it would be a targetable ground ability, which would explode after a second or 1.5 seconds. It would then stun players or minions, or even towers for an amount of time.
It stunned objectives and players for X amount of time.
And it would also do damage to the towers as well. And Phoenixes.
But the fun part about this ability, the closer you are to when it goes off, the more damage it dealt. That I liked. I'd
like that as well. What would then happen was the passive of this, the passive effect for your basic attacks was broken. Your auto attack damage would then become AoE and do damage.
And the knockback
I remember that.
And it would knock back.
It was basically Sylvanas before Sylvanas.
Yeah.
Well, old Sylvanas before Sylvanas.
Noir used to be you didn't
she
want
was
her
hell.
using... If she used fire shards, right, you're not fire shards, you know what I mean, holy fire, she was...
You just couldn't do anything because she'd stack up the minions and then they'd be gone, and then you had 2 creep waves.
I still remember her old name was Pillars of Heaven.
Yep, I like this ability. It was
the
Giant
Bug
Zapper.
Shake and bake!
Yep. Giant Bug Zapper.
4 pillars come out from the ground in an area she can decide, and in between the 2 pillars, in between the pillars, there were electric barriers. If you walk through them, you'll take damage, you get slowed.
However, if you're inside you were slowed as well. This also, I believe, gave her like double damage on basic attacks.
Her basic attacks did double damage with the gem.
You had basic attacks with double damage and AoE and HP 5 and protections and movement speed for 10 seconds.
Yeah. When she was in her metal snake form and her ult was down, you were boned.
Yep.
Like, you were so boned because she would stick you in place. You'd throw her ult down. You'd get in the. Turns out, if you were really, really precise with your positioning, and you fired the pillar up, and it was through someone,
get it into 2. You take the damage twice.
They would shake.
Yes.
It would make them spaz out. So you'd be there, and you'd be stuck in between 2 parts. So not only would you be taking the damage of going through 2 of them, you were shaking constantly going through 2 of them.
It's like what happens with Thor Tectonic Rift. Now you sometimes get that, but
you can't get stuck in between, and you just walk in place.
Like it's the worst with Hebo, because if you ult and Thor walls you straight away, you sometimes get stuck in it, even though you're traveling along with it.
Yeah,
like it's disgusting.
Yeah. I miss Old War. She was great. I used to play her as a support.
I'll be frank. Old War was fun to play.
She was great fun to play.
But she was stupidly broken, and you couldn't keep her in there. Her kit was ridiculous.
One day her kit will come back, and on that day I fear for us. We've got to the point where Old Guan Yuo has come back.
Yeah, but what we'll see is we'll see her abilities come back, but they won't be all on one god.
Probably not.
Because I think we've now got her kind of her old fire passive is on Soul. Kind of. Not particularly. It's sort of.
No,
kind.
I don't think it is. No.
Actually, no. I take that back.
Alright, so what has come back is the minions. They've still stayed on.
Oh, but that's Noir's gimmick. You have to keep those.
She created all of humanity out of clay.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing.
It's like you can't have Arachne without the spiders. There are certain gods you have to have their
because that's literally part of like their law. That is their law.
Yeah. Zeus has to have detonate.
Yeah.
Noir has to have her clay.
I mean, that was one of the big things for the reason they actually went with the remodel as well, is when they had Chinese players looking at it, they went, Nuwa doesn't look like she's from a Chinese pantheon. She doesn't look like she's one of the oldest deities in Chinese history. So why is she wearing...
They then made Boubois.
Yes, they made Under Boubois. I thought, the weird thing was, I remember seeing this on a Facebook page, and I was like, oh, sweet, that's like a new skin for Nuwa. And then I'm like, hang on, wait, no, this is a remodel. All right, okay, it's a remodel. All right, sweet, so that's fine with that. I'm fine with that. Then I heard the voice pack, and I cried.
Oh, yeah.
Voice pack is...
That old voice pack is the best voice pack for any god I have seen in this game. There were people who were saying, give us Old War voice pack and make it generic female god voice pack. I really want that voice pack to be in the game.
Her current voice pack isn't...
it's so bad.
I also...
Her old voice pack was commanding. It was slightly deeper voice pack, but it commanded so much presence and power.
Like the old when she got a rekit, they had a new voice pack then.
Yes.
Yeah. And that voice pack was hilarious because I can't remember what ability or what command it was, but you could just keep spamming it. It sounded so fucking hilarious.
Then they had all her lines for when she died, where she takes like 5 seconds to not stop screaming no.
Okay, Darth Vader, shut the hell up, man. They translated it into Chinese and got do not want back.
The worst one, though, is the sounds that go when she plays her Ultima. I didn't think it was supposed to have a sound. But then they told us that it was supposed to be a sound, and it was bugged out. And then I wish that they had just said that there wasn't any sounds, because the sounds are god-awful. It's just so bad. I miss you, Old War voice pack.
Old War was definitely a better goddess than current Noir.
But totally broken and understandable.
Totally broken, and you couldn't... when she was in, she was hell to play against, and...
But nobody played her.
No, that's the thing. I understand why they got rid of her, though, because some of the things that she had were ridiculously broken. Shake and Bake was a combo you never wanted to go against. No. And the fact that you could do that much damage to a tower from outside of it was ridiculous.
It was scary.
Yeah.
It was scary.
But...
scary. Alright, do we have any upcoming news to go through? We have the EGL Joust Open Cup. Because of the fact that Season 3 has been released with the new Joust map, we are holding a one-off Joust 3v3 tournament this Sunday the 7th at 6 PM GMT.
Should we just say screw casting that and us free play?
Yes, do it. Let's do it. Someone else can do production. I'm in.
We do have the casters.
Yeah, so they can do it.
That's very true. We do have the other casters. Yeah. They're good casters.
Yeah, they are good casters, which is why we're having special casters come in for this special tournament.
Yay! That means we can go play.
I mean, you two can go play if you want. I still have to stick around and do production.
Yeah. I'll be casting.
Oh, sucks to be you.
But no, those other three that casted with us for the casting call. Yeah, it was very difficult for Adrian and I to discuss who we wanted to bring in.
Yeah. And the thing that we were doing in chat as well is I can't remember. I think it was Vindex.
I think you were with Ignorant Sloth at one point.
Yeah, it was. I know I was with Ignorant Sloth for a long time. Me and him basically just sat and casted the game that was going on. We were trying to listen in as well, but because I remember Ignorant Sloth was saying we just got chatting and then we started progressing onto the game and things, and that was really good. I enjoyed talking with him. He was really fun.
I felt like that day I had some of my worst casts.
I wasn't casting
some of the worst games as well. Nah,
like,
mate.
some of
Why
those
did you have an
games.
ADC game?
You weren't even casting that game. I was.
I wasn't casting the game. I felt bad for you.
Like, no, was it my two casts weren't great because one of them I had a stupid load of stupid team comp, and the other one I was introducing the team which I couldn't pronounce any of their names.
Yeah.
What the hell, AJ? You that's why you gave me those ones.
That's why I got a brilliant game. Which, speaking of, if you guys want to see that game done in a very interesting way, then if you go to Anuki TV, Smite Quick Cast.
I believe this is where he's selling himself out, so I believe this is where we
I'm
end.
selling myself out.
Stop
Yes.
selling yourself, man.
It's a segue. It's a segue.
It's a segue to the ending of the show.
Do you want to end the show? Oh, okay, fine. We'll end the show.
Wait, I gotta. There's food and eating and doing
That's a
things
fair
that
point.
other humans
That
do.
is the great thing I love about the Thursday night show is that we do a show and then we can all go eat.
Yes.
Like casting
And then, like-
EGL, you start at 6, you don't finish
Don't-
till like 11 o'clock, and you're sitting there going, "I'm hungry.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm hungry."
So I've got to stay till 11. You guys can bugger off.
Well, yeah,
That's
that's
very-
yeah.
That's
Like,
very true.
This is why being production is a
Sucks.
ball ache because you're sitting there going, you have to rope everyone in. You have to sit there for every game going, this is what's happening. You have to make sure everything's right. You have to make sure your mic's not muted because both me and AJ have done that while casting in production.
Oh,
I did that last week.
Both of us,
Yeah, I remember
both
that.
of us have done that at least once now. It's something when you're trying to sort it out, like when you sit there looking at it going, okay, it's not a lot we have to do, but when you actually start doing production and casting at the
Yeah,
same time,
it's hell.
sometimes you forget to unmute
Yeah.
something, or you leave like the number of times I've gone in and left Smite itself muted by accident,
Yeah.
because I've had to stop the music playing or lower the volume in the music, make sure that you guys are unmuted, count you guys in when you're
Then
coming
go back
in.
into Smite and
Yeah.
then do camera work.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
there's a lot
I-
more in production than people give good credit for.
Yeah.
I am
yeah.
awful with camera work. When I'm casting and things, I'm usually looking at either the minimap or I'm looking at the at their items and things, and I'm just looking at that, and then I'll just hear AJ is just like, over in the middle lane. I'm like, oh, it's in the middle lane. Let's just click over there.
Yeah.
I just click over there.
Something that a lot of people don't actually hear is production. That's
No,
me and
which
AJ
is
in
great.
someone's ear.
Which is great. Which is look over at no numbers.
Yeah,
Look
it's,
over at
it's
someone
great
like.
because if
Look where
it's
reward
obvious
is.
for casters are having a hard time trying to think of something to talk about, you can just say, "There's this to talk
about this."
about." But like, I think Adrian is the same as me. But if you're talking about an item, like someone has built, I'll hover over that item
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I
that the
do that.
viewers can see what people are talking about. Or if, like, when you're introducing the players at the beginning of the game, I'll go
Click on
to
them.
each player as you're introducing them. So
Yeah.
That reminds me. Use the numpad 1 through 5. If you have num lock on, you can do 1 through 5.
and that goes behind the camera view, isn't it? Behind the player view.
It does. Yes. I like using that. That's a great little one that I know.
I have an issue with that.
What?
My to stream button
Oh
is
no!
on my numpad, so
No, I just click on the mouse. I don't show the.
You
stream
don't show
my
the mouse. You cheat. You do the cheaty way, but that's fine. I do that as well.
That's fine.
I tried to turn it off.
It was quite awkward because I used to have the control key is my slowdown button.
Yeah.
So I was paranoid. Like I had pushed all my push to talk. I use on control because I can sit my I can just sit like here. I can set that on control and just sort of press into it, which is really nice. It's just under the knuckle of the of my pinky finger for those on audio only. So I do that, and I'm like, hang on a sec. If I'm gonna push to talk on Skype, oh god, what if I suddenly go into slow mo? I was paranoid for so long about going into slow mo.
Did you get AJ in your ear going, "Everyone press L once, please"?
No, I didn't. But thankfully, I already know of the love for toggle slow mo.
The number of times you get slow mo and you just hit production and go, "Press L once, please." Thank you.
Like there was a couple times. It was one time on the HL where it's my end that I
Yeah.
forgot to do that.
Oh, okay.
And so you suddenly, what's worse is every time you get an ult, it halves the speed.
Yeah.
So we were looking in mid lane, and then suddenly it goes to a quarter speed, and I'm like, someone's ulting somewhere.
Where is it?
Somewhere. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It was Bologna and Tyr both ulting, and
Yeah.
it's solo lane. I'm just like, well, that's great. At least we got time to come over there and see the end of it.
The awkward part with the ult thing as well is occasionally the slowdown will bug. Where no matter what the people who aren't party lead do, they can't fix it. What the person who's doing production has to do is they have to speed up and slow down,
Oh god.
and that fixes it. But it's a bug that got so many people who do this sort of thing, who do production. It took our old production guy Matt. It took him like 2 games before he realised what was happening.
Mm.
And
the thing
it's
that I
just such
hate-
an awkward
The thing
situation.
that I hate the most is they used to have, on the scroll wheel, you used to have the camera movement speed, which when you're setting up shots to get interesting stuff, like for top 5 plays, those kind of things, that's so useful to have because you could slowly move the camera and pan it around to do really nice sweep shots. The reason they got rid of that is because Bart couldn't use that, and he used to pretty much do like first person mode and run through the map, and nobody had any idea what was going on.
That's the camera work me and AJ did as well, isn't it? We use WASD.
I use
and we
WASD as
move-
well.
Like in a huge team fight, it's easier to move the camera and to look from a distance. Because if you're following a person, there's a chance you're going to miss something.
Yeah.
Whereas if you
Just
set the
stick
camera up
camera around and
perfectly, you're fine.
Stick the camera
But
around, pull it out as far as you can do, as far as you can go.
The issue with that is it doesn't look quite as good. It
No,
looks
that
cooler
is the
following
issue.
person per person.
Yeah.
But
But good luck finding the right person to follow.
yeah,
Yeah.
like if you like,
Which is
when-
why the SPL cheats, because they get the
they've got
recordings
multiple-
of it.
They've got
Yeah,
multiple
exactly.
things as well. They've got
So that's the
multiple
thing as well,
computers doing
I-
things.
Imagine if, for the casting of the games, they had it set up so that all the shots that were done, it was a recording of the game, which is fine. But imagine if all the shots were set up in such a way so that when they were doing this team fight and things, they had a perfect camera sweep across this so you could see it all. Imagine if it was basically top 5 plays done with the casting for
It would-
EGL.
It
That
would
would
be
be beautiful.
so.
I would
it
be
be so
amazing.
fun.
That-
Yeah. I'd like production would be so much cooler as well, like that.
Yeah.
Being able
It
to
would
pan
involve
the
a little bit
camera.
more time though, just because you'd end up having to, watch through the games, go, all right, team fight goes on here. Here's where the camera shot comes in. Here's what we're sort of looking at. It's a little bit more work, but the results look so
even,
good.
Even just being able to pan the camera properly when we're
In a
doing it
nice
live.
way.
That'd
Because
be
the problem that you have right now is you have to basically spam key click to get it to move slightly, and if you're not good at spam clicking keys to get a slow pan, it looks awful and janky.
And you can't do that if you're casting as well.
No,
Because
you
if
can't.
you've got a mechanical keyboard, yeah, even with Cherry Browns like I have, you can hear them.
Yeah, I've got cherry rounds as well.
Yeah, like they're great. They are amazing keys to play with. Like,
Not when you're
they're
casting.
they're so nice, and when you press, and it's like click, click, click. Oh, like I know I'm actually doing that. I'm pressing that button. Like, I've only had this thing for a week.
Yes.
This new keyboard for a week, and I'm
Yeah,
loving it.
I've only had
so
this for a week
much.
as well.
Yeah,
I'm the one who's I've had all my lovely old stuff. The
Are you
first
still
thing I
using
bought,
Membrane?
the first thing that I bought from my first paycheck at work was I went out and bought myself a Logitech G710 keyboard and a Logitech G700S mouse. Haven't ever regretted that.
I've-
spent about
I'm
200
happy with what I've got now as well.
So-
Like,
I'm happy with what I got now. I've got an expensive setup, but it's good.
Yeah, what keyboards do you have then?
I've got a Corsair K70.
Okay, that's actually a similar model to mine. I've got a Corsair Strafe.
Alright, so I've got the K70. I've got a Razer Death Adder Chroma, and of course I've got the Blue Yeti microphone.
I've got a
With-
Razer.
I would like to
Naga
point out
Hex.
that we are not sponsored
No.
by any of these. However, if you would like to sponsor, you're more than
But
welcome.
at some point,
to.
I would love for the Pantheon Podcast to get sponsored. Like this podcast brought to you by.
This Pantheon Podcast brought to you by Logitech Gaming Software.
Yeah, there you go. But
I mean, just have a full Logitech.
I like the way. I like the way that.
Half a full Logitech set.
I love the way that Blur here has just gone. Hey, I've got Logitech everything, and me and Adrian go. Yeah, we've got Corsair and Razer, and we don't care. We don't have. We have no brand loyalty.
Razer. I can't stand
Like,
Razer.
the
Like
Razer,
the mouses are like the
However,
only
if you
good
would like
thing
to
from
give
them.
me free stuff, I may
Their
change my
mice-
opinion.
their mice are great. Their keyboards. There's a lot of questions about them at the moment because they're not using cherries. They're
that's
using
the
their
thing that I
own
found.
proprietary, cheaper version.
That's the thing that I found.
So-
I swear
Then
to
their
God
head-
that.
So-
Sorry, I was gonna say, I swear to God, the keyboard that they use for when they're doing like super regional stuff is a Logitech G710 Plus. I swear to God, I've checked, I've seen the shots when their keyboards are there. It looks like a
think it's
G710.
These are the professionals bringing their own keyboard and mouse.
Do they?
Yeah, because they're sponsored.
Very true, I guess.
They use their own keyboard and mouse. If they don't have one of their own, they get the default.
Yeah.
Ah,
But if I remember, that Hi-Rez themselves have a thing with Logitech, don't they?
good.
Hence, they've got the Logitech.
Good stuff.
Logitech stuff going on in Smite. So.
Yeah.
So you can use that quite possibly.
I can.
Me and AJ can, but we've got Corsair and Razer. But my Razer Naga Hex, like the Razer Naga is great for MMOs and stuff, but the Hex is so good at Smite because I only ever need to hit 1 to 4.
Very true.
And I have ever since I got this mouse I got it like a year and a half ago. I don't have to ever press 1, 2, 3, or 4 on my keyboard. I can just use my thumb, my
Press
right
it on
hand
your
thumb.
mouse. Yeah, I had the same thing. I
It
had
took so long to get going, but I eventually figured it. Yeah.
I had all the little buttons there.
All right, so before any of the nerds have a Craig guess about what we're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
We started to end off, and then we sort of...
We got distracted by our setups, didn't we? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so that has been this week's Pantheon Podcast, guys. We do occasionally talk about Smite, I swear.
Somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
So we have had on the show SuperSonicBlur, Badass Comms. I never know which way around you want your name.
That was the awkward thing. I'll briefly go into it. Badass Comms was a group of me and my friends, and we're like, hey, let's make a YouTube channel. We're like, what do we want to call it? Let's go Badass Comms. They've all fucked off now. I'm the only one left.
So there you go. Well, at least your EGL, so.
I mean, isn't your, like, I noticed that the YouTube link from your thing, from your Skype thing, isn't working anymore.
Yes, that's changed. I will alter that when I can.
But you now know.
For those of you who want to find what my YouTube is, that would be youtube.com/badasscomms, looking to do a lot more God guides, analysis, that kind of stuff. And if you check out Inuki TV page, you'll see me doing Smite Quickcast, which is taking a 20-minute game, giving you the good bits, hearing more of this voice, nice music, high production.
We had a lot of really nice British voices today, didn't we?
That's the dream. That's the dream.
This should be how it is.
That's what this Smite Pantheon podcast, the dream.
The dream.
That's what this title.
We are the number one Smite EU podcast.
GG.
We're also the only Smite EU podcast, but let's not.
Hey, that doesn't matter.
I mean, we're still number one.
We're number one. Yeah. Do you also have a Twitter that people can get you at?
I do indeed have a Twitter at @SSB_BAC, all in capitals. You can find me abusive tweets there, or be nice.
You'll generally find me slagging them off.
I'm ever hopeful. I'm ever hopeful for a nice tweet.
You're not going to get one from me. It's fine.
No, you're not going to get one from me either.
We've also had on the show this week, AJ. Would you like to let us know?
I'm always on production. You can find me twitch.tv/AJNB1995. That's where we do the live shows. You can also find me on Twitter at AlphaJackal. Yeah, that's going to be doing that.
There you go. And my name has been Darko3, the host of the Pantheon Podcast. You can find me on Twitter at Darko3, Twitch Darko3, and YouTube Darko3 Gaming. If you'd also like to know when we go live on the Pantheon Podcast, you can follow us on Twitter at Pantheon Podcast. You can also find us on SoundCloud, Darko3, because frankly I paid for it and I can't be asked to change the name. And you can also find us on iTunes. Just do a search for Pantheon Podcast and look for our logo. It will save our responses. I don't know why it does that. We're like the 5th one along. Just go check it out. The other ones are Roman, Pantheon, Italian things that have nothing to do with
If they're speaking Italian, that's not us.
Yeah, it's the wrong podcast. But yeah, go give us a follow on there. We will be live again next Thursday at 6:30 p.m. That is going to be our new airing time because AJ here had to make a few changes. And next week is actually going to be the first time, or if we do a show next week, it's going to be the first time where I'm not actually around.
Ooh.
Which
Chaos
is,
and anarchy. What will ensue? Find out next week.
It's the joys of having a girlfriend who takes you away somewhere. You're like, oh great, I can't do my podcast. Wonderful.
What a shame! I have to have a love life.
I don't know which I prefer. Smite
forever alone icon in Smite.
But yes, thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully we'll see you on the next episode of the Pantheon Podcast next week. But yeah, have a very good evening. It's goodbye from me, and it's probably goodbye from these guys as well. So have a very good evening. Bye bye.